Of Wilde and Tausch, which will be, I'm sure, a long and distinguished history.
Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher.
Aaron Rodgers, give us an over-under on what number would you set for how many shows we do together?
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio at ESPN Madison.
I'm going to say daily 52 weeks a year. I'm going to say you do about 230.
And celebrating 10 great years on ESPN Wisconsin.
And then what happens?
No, then Tausch kind of bows out.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
The Tuesday edition. I think walk-off home runs are kind of cool edition. Wilde and Tausch. 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam, the ESPN Wisconsin app, live video streaming, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. At ESPN Milwaukee, at ESPN Madison. Make sure you subscribe so you get notified every time we go live on YouTube. Live games, live shows, exclusive content, and more. Good to be back after Tausch and I were away yesterday. Thanks again to Molly and Jim from 100.5 ESPN Madison in the afternoons from 4 to 6. They filled in for us yesterday. Riley Auk, their producer. And I guess they made a little noise on this program yesterday. They made the most of their day filling in their Wilde and Tausch takeover. We're going to talk about that. I was at the game last night, Freddy versus Miz.
You were at the Brewers game last night.
It was a good time last night. I had
Did you have tarps off?
I did not, no. There was discussion at one point. So I was in the top row in section 117, which was like behind home plate.
Yeah,
good seats.
It's a great spot.
Pretty good seats to watch, especially to watch that pitching performance last night. Those two going out.
It's a pretty good pitching performance.
Well, it was good.
Night,
the hype going into it was real. It was a lot of fun. There was discussion, so there were some ladies of varying ages around us, and they were commenting, "Oh, there's no tarps off section up there tonight." So I guess maybe 117 is going to have to take over. And
that's what you said to these ladies?
I said it to the group around us, and no one was into it, so we did not go down that road. I'm Jesse Nelson. Normally, I am the producer of this show. Today, I get to slide into the host chair alongside the Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher.
Not wasting a lot of time getting that sweet ESPN Milwaukee shirt. It's been a week old. You've probably worn it 3 times since I've seen it.
Looking pretty good in it, if I do say so myself.
Better than tarps off.
Daytime Ryan Wollersheim running the show behind the glass. He's not prime time if he's on 9 to noon, right? Daytime Wollersheim.
No. Jesse, are we going tarps off for the whole show today? Did I miss it on the show sheet?
That was not the plan. No.
This isn't the crew for a tarps off operation.
I don't know
I'm not sure
that,
if we have a
I
show.
think maybe it is the crew for the
No,
tarps
I don't think
off.
we have a crew.
Actually.
We don't have a crew that'd be tarps off.
No?
No. You tell me who it is without having an HR violation.
Yeah, that's true. That's
the
an
Dean
important
Dennis Semrau's in the building today.
He is.
He
He'd
could
be a
get
tarps-
in on the action.
He's a tarps off guy.
Riley would.
For sure.
Riley would get it.
The jump around on the ESPN Madison, ESPN Milwaukee YouTube streams.
Rutledge isn't shy of doing anything
No,
for clicks
that's for
on
sure.
social
He's
media.
not scared.
Did you hear this yesterday with those
Not
guys?
only did I
filling
hear
in?
it, I had people texting me like, who is this clown on the show? Who's sullying the Wilde and Tausch deal? And I'm sitting there like, I had not seen anything. I'm like, oh boy. And then I obviously saw the clip, and I think I don't know how many clicks it's gotten, but it is, Jimmy. I love squabbling with Jimmy, especially with Bear stuff. He's obviously a huge Chicago sports fan, which is fine. They're having their shine this offseason. We'll see if that continues on. But, I saw the take. It has just got awful.
Well, for those of you who may have missed it, I know not everyone listens every day.
People are always asking, like, do we really believe the stuff that he says? And I say, I think he actually does. I think most of it. I don't think this one.
Jim, what I know of Jim Rutledge, he's our resident Chicago Bears fan here at ESPN Madison. He is also a lifelong Cubs fan. He is not afraid to.
He'll take the smoke, which I respect that he'll take smoke.
As do
Absolutely.
This one did seem a little preposterous.
Contrived?
I don't know if I want to go that far. You judge for yourself. If you missed it yesterday, it'd be hard to not see it on social media if you follow our platforms. Everybody was on this yesterday. Here you go. Here's Jim Rutledge leading off yesterday's Molly and Jim takeover of Wilde and Tausch with this take on the Brewers' walk-off home run that he was in attendance for on Sunday.
I think walk-off home runs are the least exciting way to end a game. I just saw it. Like I've experienced the walk-off football
worse
play.
than it did on the
I've experienced a walk-off game winner, a basketball shot, and I experienced a walk-off home run. They're all awesome, but the walk-off home run, like it was just all right, cool. I mean, again, it was like
but then
it's a walk-off, but like a game-winning basketball shot. There's nothing like that, and then a game-winning football, and I think it's because the games are more important. Because it still was like cool.
God. Oh, boy.
Old T, would you like to take it first?
I mean, I saw the walk-off. It was awesome. Contreras hits it. It is an absolute nuke. He takes the bat and fires it 40 feet in the air.
Still
the
hasn't
Brewers
landed.
stunk all day. They steal a win and sweep. And he's telling me that's the least exciting? How about a walk-off walk? Or a walk-off hit batsman, or a walk-off error, you could maybe make an argument of suicide squeezes, but I don't think so. I don't think there's anything in baseball better. Yeah, hey, Joe, talk to the Toronto Blue Jays fans in '93. Boy, that Joe Carter walk-off, what a bummer that was. Boy, that wasn't very entertaining. Or Freeze from the Cardinals when he did. What the? I can't. I like supporting teammates. And I will. And I'm going to still support Jim, but that is the god-awfulest take I've ever heard.
So, okay, I listened back because I couldn't believe I was golfing
I
yesterday afternoon.
I thought he was kind of joking.
So
maybe he is.
I was pretty disconnected from our content yesterday, but I saw this pop up on social media from like literally everybody in the state of Wisconsin had something to say about this. And so, oh boy, what happened? So I went back as I was driving back late last night from the game back to Sun Prairie. I listened to the hour of our podcast on the ESPN Wisconsin app where Molly and Jim took over the show. I was like, maybe there's context that was missing.
There could be some nuance to it.
And there really wasn't. I guess what he's saying is a walk-off, like a Hail Mary touchdown to win a game is more thrilling than a walk-off home run. Or a buzzer beater from three-point range or from mid-court, like the Brust buzzer beater. Like that's more exciting than a walk-off home run. If you want to say...
if you're watching baseball, there is nothing more exciting than what we just saw. Other than it being a playoff game, that is as good as it gets.
Indeed. I agree with you. I think baseball, because the scoring can come at a premium. Like
there's no clock unless we get knocked out of a tournament because we ran out of time. But
the walk-off is the most thrilling moment you can possibly get. A walk-off home run specifically is the most thrilling moment you can possibly get in a baseball game.
I'm just going to chalk this up. This is just a bad take by Jimmy. It's a terrible take. And we all have them. This was a terrible one.
I don't know if he regrets it or not.
No,
I can't wait to hear what he has to say
but
later.
it's a terrible take, and there's not a ton else I'm going to weigh in on. It just is really dumb. And that's
you
okay.
can tell Rutledge that.
Thanks, Barry. Molly and Jim, weekdays 4 to 6 on ESPN Madison. If you were
I'm trying to
enthralled
think,
by their work
Wooly,
filling in for us yesterday.
Can you tell me a better way to finish a baseball game than what we saw, other than a playoff Joe Carter bomb? There isn't any. The Contreras bat flip with it.
The bat flip was pretty
It was just
elite.
unbelievable.
Sellout crowd, like everyone's still there because the kids
I'm
are
sure
running
everybody
the
was
bases
just sitting there
after.
thinking, boy, I wish they had walked him. Oh, I wish they would have had an ABS challenge on that. Oh, I wish the manager would have come out and changed pitchers. Like, I can't help him, man. Like, I'd like to sit here and support. I got nothing. Got nothing for him.
Anything you'd like to add? Well, you used to produce that show.
I used to produce for Jim, Matt, and Molly. Now Molly and Jim from 4 to 6.
Now,
here
would
on
you
ESPN
tell
Madison.
Jim in real time? Because you produced for a long time with those guys. Mm-hmm. Would you get in Jim's ear and be like, Jim, this is so dumb?
I would let him do it.
But then afterwards, would you just go, Jimmy, this is so dumb, man?
I would do like Riley
What
out,
did
the
Molly
producer.
have to say? Was Molly sitting there like, Jim, what the blank are you talking about?
You kind of heard Molly's responses there a little bit. She was like, yeah. She agreed with him for the most part.
She did not agree.
I think the important part for both of them is that neither of them really consider themselves baseball fans at all.
And that is true. They are honest about their fandom.
Sure.
And
Very honest.
They
Very
think
authentic.
baseball is probably the most boring of all the sports that we cover.
Yeah.
Here on Madison's home of the Brewers and 620 WTMJ, the network flagship. I don't think there's anything boring about the Brewers waking up today as the best team in baseball.
If the Brewers were 38-60, I could see, all right. But even then, that would be one of the highlights.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like today, the Brewers wake up. The best record in Major League Baseball. Dodgers lose, Brewers win last night, and the Brewers wake up today for the first time, unless I guess technically when they were 3-0, they had the best record in baseball back in late March, early April. But besides that, first time this season, best record in the big leagues. Our Milwaukee Brewers, number one position, just like they were at this stage of the season last year.
And that's the beautiful part of it. So, Jimmy, we appreciate you and Molly grabbing the show yesterday. Takes be whatever. Thank you for doing that. So you're at the game. Big crowd. I think with Miz pitching, we should sell out every game.
It was not a sellout. There were seats available. I was a little disappointed. I wasn't surprised. It is a Monday night.
It's the Miz.
It is Miz and Freddy. We knew Freddy. If they would have been able to promote it like a day or two more in advance that it was Miz versus Freddy, I think that would have been a sellout last night.
Okay.
Because I think there were some late attendees who came in. It was a good crowd.
Because Miz, obviously, we just put him on the shelf for, 10, 14 days, whatever it was.
About 2 weeks.
And I don't know. You mentioned something in our text about pitch count. Are they?
He was on a pitch count last night. He only went 4 innings, so he didn't even get the win, even though it was a landslide victory for the Brewers when he left the game. But that's not. I'm not worried about that. Like, that's what we're going to get from now until probably early September, is we're going to have Miz on a pitch count. We're going to manage Miz's
Do
minutes.
we all agree, though, once we get to the pennant season, and we're not Strasburg in this. He is going full
Right, that's
tilt.
why you do it now. That's why you do it in, give him a full week between starts. Give him maybe skip a start, go 10 days. Like, that's why you do it now.
Okay.
So he's ready in September if there's a chase to be had. And they play the Cubs a couple of times, I think, in September. So you're going to want that. Like, have him ready for those big games, head-to-head against the Cubs, and then have him ready, obviously, for the playoff run, whatever that looks like. Top 2 get the first round bye through the wild card round, so that's what the Brewers are definitely contending for. They're in a good spot right now. Couple of games up on the Braves, and now a half game up on the Dodgers. My question for you, Tausch, and we're going to talk with Dom Catronio of Brewers Extra Innings on 620 WTMJ. He's going to join us around 10:30 this morning, so we'll have a more lengthy Brewers conversation with him. But I was listening to some of his postgame show on the drive home last night before I turned on the Molly and Jim
podcast. A lot of stuff going on.
It was a long drive home last night. Do we feel better about the Brewers as the best team in baseball today compared to how we felt about them as the best team in baseball last year at this exact same time?
I would have said until about a week ago, yes, but all of the injuries, and I know Woody was beat up last year too, correct? And obviously he's done.
He had just come back around this time last year.
He's not going to be, and I think there was probably in the back of everybody's mind after the game we went to, and we saw him have to come out of the game because he was losing velocity. He had to miss a bunch of time, and then he came back. You kind of were hoping, but I think everybody kind of knew that this was going to be touch and go at best. So tell me how Harrison's going to look, and if he can be that guy. I think starting pitching wise, obviously Miz. If Miz isn't Oral Hershiser 98 or 1988, I think it's going to be really tough. He's going to have to be so dominant because you're going to have to lean on him to go deep into games, and he's going to have to, completely control it. And if he does that, you got a chance. But I do wonder, Milwaukee, I think, does have to make a move. What that move is going to be, what do we have, 2 weeks, 3 weeks left before the trade deadline? The Brewers are going to have to make a move and bring somebody in because I don't think, as we're sitting here right now, you feel good enough about their starters in postseason play that we can get it done. So I don't know if that answers your question. I felt much better last year knowing Miz was coming on. You have Freddie as your ace at that point. That was where I think you really felt like you could make some hay, and you did until you couldn't. Are we better suited to beat the LA Dodgers this year than we were last year? Miz would have to. Can we throw Miz 3 times in a 7-game series? Because we didn't even get to Game 5 last year. That's going to be the tricky part.
So Miz was obviously in a different capacity in the postseason last year, coming in out of the bullpen a couple of times, which was they were like pseudo starts because the opener Ashby went and then Miz would come in. This year, obviously, he would be treated differently.
Is this pitching staff, as we sit here today on the 21st, better than last year's?
At this juncture, I would say no, but the top is better. Miz is better as an ace than Freddie ever was. And that was never more obvious than last night.
You're anti-Freddie.
I'm anti-Freddie. Everybody knows that. Yeah, and I said Freddy Peralta, 5 innings, 3 runs minimum last night, and they score first. I was shocked that would have happened in a big game for Freddy Peralta. Just shocked. I'm out on the Freddy Peralta sweepstakes for a trade, by the way. We can talk about that a little bit. Dude sucks now. He lost it. He lost it. I'm sorry. Like I cheered his name. I gave him a good ovation like many of the fans did last night. The Monday crowd was happy to see Freddie pregame. We love everything he did for the Brewers over almost a decade, but dude's lost it. He doesn't have it anymore, and let's not go down that road because he doesn't perform well in the playoffs anyway. So Miz is better than Freddie was as an ace last year. I think the rest of it, even if Harrison comes back and is able to go in the postseason, he doesn't have postseason experience. Gasser doesn't really have a ton of postseason experience. Sproat doesn't. Like, these are guys that you would be counting on that are kind of like keeping the rotation afloat and are good starting pitchers this year, but they don't have that postseason experience. We saw with Priester last year. Like, he was great all season. You get to the playoffs, it's a little different. So I think if there is a starting pitcher available and McCullers was a great addition. He pitched last night, had a couple of nice innings. It was garbage time, but it was getting him in there. He would be a kind of guy that adds postseason experience as a starter. If you could turn him around, that'd be nice. The Skubal notion,
it's over.
I feel like that ship has sailed.
Yeah, it should. Yeah, but I'm all right with that.
I wonder if there's somebody else out there from a team we may not even know. Somebody that's like on the Athletics or the
Twins,
Orioles. Yeah, the Twins.
Joe Ryan.
The Twins have a couple of good dudes. I think that would be nice additions. That they're not the Skubal names. They're not Cy Young candidates, but they're guys that have postseason experience that could come in and stabilize with the unknowns of what the rotation will look like going into September, October. That's what I think the Brewers need to do in the next 2 weeks.
Do you think the psyche of our fans has changed? Do you think it is another good regular season? We've seen this movie. Do you think now that we've had so much success, we still haven't had postseason success, do you think our fans are now, the expectations are this team needs to win a World Series, or do you still think, oh, shucks, it's just too tough against them Dodgers?
I am ready to say something about the 2026 Milwaukee Brewers.
You're going to have a conversation.
I am going to have a conversation.
Well, I'm going to tell you about Pella, and I can't wait to hear. Is this going to be bolder than Jimmy Rutledge's terrible take yesterday?
I can't. Jim Rutledge has a chance to have the boldest take of the entire year and maybe the decade with what he said on this show.
In fairness,
yesterday.
you tried to fire Pat Murphy last year.
And I think what Jim said yesterday might be worse.
I don't know, Jim. But I do know windows, and I know Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Shopping for new windows and doors, they should not include haggling. Pella sticks to straightforward pricing, honest conversations, helping homeowners find the right fit for their home, and they never use high-pressure sales tactics. When you buy direct through Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, the same team that manufactures your windows and doors, they also sell them, install them, and they service them. Real pricing, premium quality, no game. Schedule your free in-home consultation today. PellaWI.com.
Evan Cohen scheduled to appear from Unsportsmanlike on ESPN Radio at 9:35. Dom Catronio, Brewers Extra Innings at 10:30. Craig Karmazin, founder and CEO of Good Karma Brands, scheduled to appear in studio with us in the 11 o'clock hour as well. Part of our 10 for 10 series built by Outdoor Living Unlimited as part of our Wilde and Tausch 10th anniversary presented by Steinhoffels. Lots to get to today, including what I am ready to say about the 2026 Milwaukee Brewers. Stick around. It's Wilde and Tausch. Ooh!
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Dealing with storm damage? That's never fun. That's why homeowners are turning to Everlight Solar for roofing and exterior repairs done right. They handle the entire process, from insurance claims to fixing your roof with one trusted team. Less stress, faster solutions, and a home that stays protected from the elements. If your roof took a hit, Everlight's got you covered. Visit EverlightRoofing.com to get started today. That's EverlightRoofing.com. Everlight, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics.
People travel the world to collect Hard Rock shirts, and Hard Rock Casino Rockford is going to give the people what they want. Get in on the action at Hard Rock Casino Rockford, where all new Unity card signups receive an official Hard Rock shirt, plus free play to kickstart a winning streak. Whether you're spinning the slots or playing the tables, you'll be dressed for success. Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Let's Hard Rock. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
Mark Tauscher here for Chalmers Jewelers. I've been a big fan of Scott, Garrett, and the whole team at Chalmers Jewelers for years now. I go there, my friends go there, and most importantly, my wife loves it whenever I get her something from Chalmers Jewelers. It's my go-to spot for birthdays, anniversaries, and any special occasion. For quality jewelry and a great experience, choose Chalmers Jewelers, the place to go for that perfect gift. Stop at Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and Madison.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison. Life moves fast. Your car should move with it. At Zimbrick Chevrolet, they've got a vehicle and payment options that fit every stage of your journey. Just graduated? Start smart in a Chevy Trax. Stylish, efficient, and budget-friendly. Growing your family? The Equinox gives you the space and versatility you need. And when life gets even bigger, the Traverse or Tahoe is ready for it all. Kids, carpools, and road trips. Visit them today in Sun Prairie or online at ZimbrickChevrolet.com. Zimbrick Chevrolet, the name you can trust.
ESPN Wisconsin celebrates Wilde and Tausch's 10-year anniversary, presented by Steinhoffels.
Our very first guest,
Aaron Rodgers, give us an over-under on what number would you set for how many shows we do together?
Daily, 52 weeks in a year. I'm going to say you do about 230.
Wilde and Tausch's 10th anniversary is also brought to you by Sendix, by Outdoor Living Unlimited, by Gruber Law Offices, by UW Credit Union, and by Events by Design.
Shopping for new windows and doors shouldn't feel like a negotiation. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't believe in games. They never inflate pricing, and there's no high-pressure sales pitch. Just premium windows and doors built for long-term comfort, beauty, and peace of mind. Buy direct through Pella, and one trusted team handles everything with Pella certified installers every step of the way. Real pricing, premium quality, no games. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Sports are changing. Faster, stronger, smarter. So should your beer. Flight by Yuengling, the next generation of light beer. 2.6 carbs, 95 calories, crisp and refreshing, no extra baggage, built for people who go hard. Still drinking the same old light beer? You're stuck. Flight is changing the game. Level up. Flight by Yuengling, the next generation of light beer. Wisconsin, are you keeping up? DJ Yuengling & Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly.
Steady. Ah, I hit my thumb.
What's up, Madison? It's Stacy from Bruner Realty. Did you swear that you'd get that house project done ages ago and now it's causing you real pain? From leaky faucets to light fixtures, let our handyman team at Bruner Realty fix it all. Fast, friendly, and without the agony. We take care of it so you don't have to. Visit fixedbybruner.com. That's fixedbybruner.com.
On the air, on demand, on social, on Wisconsin Sports. Serving Wisconsin sports fans. This is 100.5 ESPN.
Jesse and Tausch today on Wilde and Tausch. Summer sabbatical season continues for Jason Wilde. And then it'll start for Mark Tauscher.
That is true.
Long time until we're all going to be back here together on the same show. So I guess I'm your cousin sub of the day.
I'm debating if I'm going to do the Jesse Nelson or not, though. We're doing a long trip. We're going to have a nice trip when we're out. And I think I'm going to fly back and work a day, and then I'm going to go back. Will, you think that makes sense? Just because I want to take a vacation from my vacation, mid-vacation.
Yeah, it's just a quick ride, quick fly for you, right?
Yeah, because when you go somewhere on vacation, you want to immediately in the middle of it stop. Because that's why you go.
Yeah, you got to break up the fun.
Exactly.
I don't know where you're going, but if you're going for 2 weeks, I'm guessing
not going for 2 weeks.
I'm guessing it's not Crivets, 3 hours away in an easy drive where you're just kind of chilling at the house for 2 weeks. My guess is that's not what you're going to be up to.
How would you equivocate a 3-hour drive? Hour and a half flight? Like, how would you equivocate? Because you obviously got to get to the airport, etc.
The whole deal with it's so much more expensive.
Can you give me an equivocation?
A 3-hour drive would be the equivalent of going through the process of the hop, skip, and a jump flight from Chicago to Milwaukee.
No.
Yeah, that's the equivalent of a 3-hour drive.
At least, I think it's
in-state 3-hour drive.
How about this? It's the same as going direct to LaGuardia out of Madison.
It is not at all the same as
hour and
going to
45-minute
LaGuardia.
airtime. It takes 4. You can go to the Madison airport and get there 45 minutes early if everything is running fluid. Boom, boom. It's an hour 45. So you're looking at less than 3 hours all in on your time to get to LaGuardia.
Look.
Am I wrong?
I don't think I fly the same way you fly, and I don't need to
this
go
is
any
not a
further
private,
into that. But
There's
I don't
there is
think
a direct
experience-
flight from Madison to LaGuardia.
I have flown to LaGuardia, and I have not experienced it being that fast and the equivalent of a 3-hour drive up north and back same day.
But you're 6 hours. You're 6 hours in.
You're not even going to do this, so I don't even know why we're entertaining the notion. You're
All right,
just
go
being
ahead. Are you going to
obtuse.
give us your sweet
Yeah, I got
take?
something to say. I got something to say about the Milwaukee Brewers. After being at the game last night, watching Miz go against Freddy, another win, 4 in a row, best record in baseball, waking up 100 games into the season here this morning. The 2026 Milwaukee Brewers remind me of the 2014-15 Wisconsin Badgers men's basketball team. They are not regarded by anyone locally or nationally as the top dog.
You know, Frank was the player of the year, and
Miz is going to be probably the Cy Young winner.
Kentucky is the Dodgers.
Kentucky is the Dodgers.
God, I hope the Cubs aren't the Duke Blue Devils.
They won't be. The Milwaukee Brewers and the Wisconsin Badgers, a lot of similarities. Frank Kaminsky, player of the year. Miz, best pitcher in the game. A lot of great players, a lot of great lottery picks. Sam Decker was obviously crucial on that team. You guys remember all the players. The Brewers have a lot of great role players. They have a couple of really great veteran leaders. They have a lot of young guys who have been contributing in a big way. And
who's Gasser? Yelich?
Maybe Gasser. How about that? I believe.
It's actually pretty quick.
Thank you.
Look at this guy.
I believe the mentality of the fan base is just like when the Badgers were going through that season. Everyone was scared of Kentucky. Kentucky was undefeated.
Oh, you think so?
Kentucky was the team that no one wanted to face. Everyone except here in the state of Wisconsin. We said, we're ready for Kentucky. Everything that the Badgers did that entire season was with the mentality that there was going to be a rematch showdown, because remember, they lost to Kentucky in the Final Four the year before. There was going to be a rematch showdown with Kentucky in the Final Four.
I'm starting to like this. I'm starting to like this.
And that would be almost the exact same scenario that the Brewers and the Dodgers could be on a collision course for this year.
High-priced talent, everybody, the Blue Bloods. This is starting to make sense.
So every decision the Brewers are making, every way that we're watching the team and how we're assessing them all season long is all with the thought of how can we take down the Dodgers. If every fan around the state of Wisconsin and beyond is thinking that same thing, watching and talking about the trade deadline and all this stuff, I'm sure Matt Arnold's thinking it. I'm sure the players are thinking it. I'm sure Murph's thinking it. And yes, there are certain goals you want to accomplish, just like winning a Big Ten championship or beating a rival in the regular season. Of course, the Brewers want to achieve all that stuff. But the end goal here is everything is based on beating the Dodgers in October. And as long as that's the mentality, and as long as the Brewers are not afraid of that challenge, just like Wisconsin was not afraid of that challenge in 2015, I think they can make us believe.
Wow.
He hit him with the made him believe.
I saw that at the end. That was a really well thought out, very interesting and thought-provoking conversation starter. I am interested in going further with that.
Would you like to join the club?
I need to get my head wrapped around it, because at first I'm like, nah, because we were so caught up in it. There was not one time after we lost to Kentucky and everybody came back, there was not one time that I thought we were an underdog. Not once. Even Kentucky. I thought, going to be a tough game. We can beat them. And we did. So I think the psyche of Brewers fans is a little bit different just because of the economics of it. And obviously economics wasn't as big of a piece of it in 2015 as it is now in collegiate sports. But your parallels and how things are viewed, I think there's some there. And I definitely want to go a little deeper.
Jim on the south side, in this scenario, I think the Yankees would be the Duke Blue Devils. in the World Series.
Oh, yeah, because the Cubs couldn't.
Which,
thank you, Jimmy.
That
is true.
That would be correct.
That is true.
Hey, I don't want the analogy to be that perfect. I just want it to be mostly perfect.
So who do we beat in the grade 8 to get to the Final Four?
Arizona.
So they'd be the Cubs.
Arizona would be the Cubs. We've got their number.
And the Braves are in there somewhere.
Historic rivalry.
Sean Miller,
Brewers,
Craig Counsell.
The Braves might be Bradley.
Well, no, who'd they beat? Like North Carolina would be the Atlanta. Yeah, that actually kind of checks. There's a lot of similarities here, I think. I like this one.
This is a much better take than what you've done in the past, for sure.
I'm giving people the tingles with this excitement, Matt in Superior says. I like giving people the tingles.
Stop saying tingles like that. Oh, God.
Evan Cohen scheduled to appear next from Unsportsmanlike on ESPN Radio. Tausch, would you like to tell us about Outdoor Living Unlimited?
I'd love to. Sarah and I were finally, I think, ready to roll. We went into the showroom down on Stoughton Road, and there's so much great stuff down there, but we are ready. We met with Aaron and Eric Brown, brothers and owners of Outdoor Living Unlimited, and they were the right guys for us to work with. Same hardworking values. Love the fact Outdoor Living Unlimited is family-owned and locally operated here in the state. Their showroom is that must-see. As I told you, they got the outdoor kitchen, screen rooms, more and more stuff. Outdoor Living Unlimited is a must-start with OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com and end with an amazing outdoor space. Check them out, OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
Evan Cohen of Unsportsmanlike on ESPN Radio, scheduled to appear next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
The Miz is bringing the heat.
Struck him out swinging. 104 on that fastball from Miz. Back-to-back Ks opens up his outing.
You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, Madison's home of the Brewers.
Imagine the peace of mind knowing your home or business is safe 24/7. I'm Jeffrey Beckman, president of J&K Security Solutions, and we provide security you can trust. Serving Madison and southern Wisconsin, J&K Security Solutions offers state-of-the-art home and business security systems tailored to your needs. From video surveillance to home and business automation, to find out how J&K Security can help secure what matters most in your life, visit jksecurity.com.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Bruss here for Road America, America's National Park of Speed. Get out of the house this summer and enjoy a great weekend at Road America, located conveniently between Milwaukee and Green Bay in Elkhart Lake. This legendary 4-mile, 14-turn road course has been hosting the world's best racers since 1955. Kids 16 and under get in free with a paying adult at the gate. Camp on site, explore the grounds, and take in racing your way. It's more than a race, it's a full-day experience. Up next is the Moto Sports Car Endurance Grand Prix featuring IMSA, July 30th through August 2nd. Come for the experience, stay for the race. Get your tickets today at roadamerica.com.
What life events have you experienced over the past couple of years? Well, maybe one is coming up. The sale of a company, death, divorce, a health crisis, or helping to pay for college or a wedding. Well, Annex Wealth Management has assisted clients with life events, but planning for them can make all the difference. Knowing what you own, why you own it, and how much you're paying for it is a big part of smart financial planning. Annex has an entire in-house team that works together so you can make informed decisions when life events come up. Click Get Started at annexwealth.com.
Vortex Golf makes rangefinders for serious golfers who need an accurate number every time. With 3 options, the Blade, Blade Slope, and Anarch, there's a Vortex rangefinder that fits your game. Crystal clear optics and features like image stabilization keep you steady in big moments. Plus, every Vortex Golf product is backed by a no-questions-asked lifetime warranty. If you're looking for an accurate number every time, Vortex Golf belongs on your bag. Grab yours and everything you need for golf season in Wisconsin at Shields.com.
This is Aaron Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited with my brother and business partner, Eric Brown. Siding Unlimited is Madison's choice for siding, windows, roofing, and doors.
Siding Unlimited delivers on expectations because our experience, integrity, and craftsmanship come through on every project.
For new siding, windows, roofing, and doors, call 608-220-0005 or go to sidingunlimited.com.
Looking to take your baseball game to the next level? If you're a top player in your league, the GRB Rays are ready for you. They're Wisconsin's leader in player development and advancement with over 425 college commitments, 27 draft picks, and 4 big leaguers, including the National League Rookie of the Year. Train in one of the Midwest elite facilities and elevate your game. GRB Rays tryouts are here, but spots are filling up quickly. Sign up now at grbrays.com. That's grbrays.com.
Buying a new vehicle should be exciting, and that's what Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb aims to do. That's why they vow to give you the better buying experience. Jim Rutledge here. I've had 3 better buying experiences at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb, and I keep on going back because the experience and the Chevy is fantastic. So if you're looking for a buying experience you're going to want to repeat anytime you need a new or new-to-you vehicle, I recommend you make the short drive out to Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb, because you're only minutes away from a better buying experience at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb.
When you've been injured, you need a winning team on your side. Gruber Law Offices will fight for the results you deserve. Call Gruber Law Offices today, a proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
The Milwaukee Brewers, the New York Mets.
Robert back, it's gone! The first big league home run for Cooper Platt, and he takes Freddy Peralta deep.
Tune in tonight on 100.5 ESPN, Madison's home of the Brewers. Evan Cohen on Wilde and Tausch is brought to you by Horicon Bank, serving their clients with faster decisions, smarter financing, and bankers who get your business. Horicon Bank, doing good for 130 years.
Wilde and Tausch, Jesse and Tausch today. Jason's portion of summer sabbatical season continues. Joined now by Evan Cohen, host of Unsportsmanlike, weekday mornings starting at 5 a.m. Central Time on ESPN Radio. I heard him on my way in this morning promoting
It's quite a pose we have of him up on the screen here.
That's a
Legs
nice new
crossed with
addition,
the
yeah.
hands crossed over his crossed legs.
That's a
Interesting
nice,
move.
a nice new addition to the video stream,
pose.
Evan. Yes. I heard him promoting Lil Wayne was going to be on today.
Oh, okay.
Evan, did you get a chance to ask Lil Wayne what he thought of Devonte Wyatt's contract extension?
Yeah, we kind of kept it a little bit more Jordan Love, Matt LaFleur, Jesse, but no, we did not ask him that, but he was wonderful in studio with us this morning.
Evco, you had your big party Friday night, and it sounds like there's a lot of folks there, but what? You couldn't hold the court like Tannenbaum did?
Well, okay. See, here's the problem.
What?
Let me give you this setup. So every year, every summer on our show, we have a big hibachi event at my house where we invite
Rumor has
everybody.
it that's getting a little stale, and we maybe need to change the theme, but continue.
Oh, yeah? Where'd you hear that rumor?
I
I'd love to hear that.
can't. You know, I'm not a journalist, but I'm not going to reveal my sources. Go ahead.
Keep it fresh.
Interesting. That is amazingly insulting. But okay.
How is that insulting? It's not insulting. Hey, Evan, you don't
party?
want to have the same thing. You're a fresh guy. You're about change and growth. You're not going to go with the same thing year in, year out. You're a creative dude. Come on.
Well, tell me what you want me to do then.
It's not up to me. It's not my party.
What do you mean?
That's
You're
up
the
to
one
you.
Saying it's outdated. It's stale.
No, I
That's
just
what
said
you
it's 3 years. It's time. Yeah, maybe do something different. Maybe a pig roast.
Wilde and Tausch's 10th anniversary presented by Steinhoffels.
Potential pig roast. All right, continue. Yeah, I'm a big fan of pig roast. I think having a pig with a spit and an apple in his mouth, I love those.
Yep.
That's maybe not your cup of tea, but continue.
Yeah, I don't think it's my cup of tea. I would agree with you on that. So anyway, boy, this is off to an interesting start. Where's Jason? I miss him.
Yeah, so does YouTube.
Anyway, so everybody's at my house, and the entire show, and all the people that work on the show, TV, hair, makeup, etc. And so we last year had Mike Tannenbaum there, and he couldn't make it this year. And Mike was amazing at asking these like dinner questions and combine type questions, etc. So Mike and Dan Orlovsky kept sending me these questions. So I literally read them off of my phone, and they didn't really go over well because you realize a lot of them are like negative. And you know, if you're sitting there with people, you don't really want to have that negative conversation.
Fair. Yeah, it's fair.
So, yeah, it wasn't great in terms of that. And then we found our way. But, yeah, that wasn't ideal. I would agree with you on that.
When did you know it was going south, and what did you do to turn it around?
What a question, Jesse. Well done.
Really good question. Jesse's having a hell of a show. I'm going to also give you a comp that he just made that was great, too. Go ahead, Evan.
Okay, so, well, when everyone kept looking at me, realizing it's negative, so we started to ask, like, great questions or whatever, or like more positive questions. And then the questions that I was asking were positive. My wife turns to me and was like, there's no elaboration on that. It would be like, all right, favorite concert. And then you're just like, The Killers at Madison Square Garden.
Great concert.
Like, all right, well, the conversation is now over as a result of that.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Would you like to share my comparison?
So we're obviously Jesse was at the Brewers game last night, Miz, and I said that when Miz pitches, the AmFam Field should be sold out. He is box office. He needs to be that place needs to be bumping. Jesse was there, and I asked a simple question because Miz is obviously better. The Brewers pitching staff, I think, with the injuries, is not quite where it was, but we are always, because we're in a small market. I think there's the shucks. We're having great regular seasons, but the Dodgers. And Jesse teased us out and then brought it back and enamored me with this comp.
I am comparing the 2026 Milwaukee Brewers to the 2014-15 Wisconsin men's basketball team. The Dodgers are Kentucky. Everyone else in the league is scared of them. The Brewers, just like the Badgers that season, every move they made, every thought throughout the season was all about how can we position ourselves ready for the challenge to take on the top dog in the Final Four. And I think the Brewers are looking at this the same way. How can they conserve Mizorowski? How can they add pieces before the trade deadline? How can they have the roster in the best position possible to go toe-to-toe with the Dodgers? They're not afraid of that challenge in the NLCS.
Yeah. So the only problem with that comp is then you're projecting that the Brewers will not win the World Series.
That is true.
Yeah, the Yankees are due.
The Yankees are due,
Yeah,
and that's the negative to it. But we're trying to be like your hibachi cookout and stay positive.
Yeah. So that was remind me, I'm sorry, that was the first Final Four team or the second
Final Four team.
Well,
So it's very similar in this respect too, Evan. We lost to Kentucky / the Dodgers, and then the next year we built back better and found a way to get it done until we didn't.
Yeah, and I thought there was some element of that second team with the Badgers. There was some maybe addition by subtraction on that second team. Is that
Oh, Freddy Peralta's Ben Brust.
Freddy Peralta is Ben Brust.
Freddy Peralta is Ben Brust.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Continue.
Who said I was referring to Ben? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's it. And Freddy Peralta got rocked last night, obviously, with the Mets.
Yeah, I think he's playing chess, man. I think he wants to come back to Milwaukee, wants to have it so the Mets are just ready to.
That's ridiculous.
And not have to give up as many prospects. I think that is definitely in play. Go ahead.
Yeah. It's an interesting comp. I don't think that people like the comp, though, because I think right now, wouldn't Brewers fans, you guys would know way better than I would, wouldn't Brewers fans like to project out, Jesse, the idea of winning the World Series, considering, you're 63-37 right now, if I'm not mistaken?
100 games in, best record in baseball, waking up this morning for the first time this season. Obviously,
right.
The goal is get to and then win it.
Right. So then what Brewers fans are getting from you today is a comp that would not have them winning the World Series. Wouldn't they rather have it as whatever... Geez, when was the last time, maybe I'm going to be dumb and there's an obvious one, when was the last time a state of Wisconsin team was the best team all year and won it all? Were the Bucks the 1 seed in 21?
No, 96 the Packers football squad. And even then there was... what about the Cowboys?
Or Wisconsin women's hockey almost every year.
Yeah, Wisconsin's women's hockey would be up there. Yep.
So I'm not saying that the comp is a bad one because it's the Dodgers, Kentucky. That's a big part of the comp.
Right.
But I do wonder if unintentionally you're shortchanging the Brewers.
Well, the reason I asked the question is because I'm just wondering when or if Brewers fans will ever psychologically allow themselves to go, because we're always kind of like, well, the regular season is great. I kept asking last year, why are we playing like underdogs? We have the best record in baseball. Well, the Dodgers. And it turns out those folks were right. So when does it become, I don't care about the economics of it, because that is the reason that we feel insecure. That's the reason Brewers fans feel, because we don't have the depth. Oh, and we have an injury here or there. We're not going to be able to stay. Because they're so loaded. That's why. And I don't know until we actually do it if we'll actually believe that we can.
So let's play out one other thing, Tausch.
Okay.
So, and again, I'm not trying to be insulting towards the Brewers fans. I'm trying to be, understand your logic and reasoning, so I think it makes sense. If this team, this year, playing this exact play with that guy you just mentioned in Miz, who I want to come back to in a second, were exactly as is, but they were wearing a Dodgers or Yankees uniform, would we say the season's over, they're winning the World Series?
Is Ohtani with us? Yeah. Yeah.
No, but you get what I'm saying.
I do, but
it's a laundry thing more than anything
no,
else.
it's a money thing. It's not a laundry thing.
No.
If the Brewers had the same amount of value play that they have, that the Dodgers do, I don't think Brewers fans would look at it. The Brewers are looking at it saying, can we add some high-priced talent that will be able to pay and play? Because right now, even though our record is better, our record was better last year, and I know that nobody really felt great having to play the Dodgers. We were excited that we were there, but I don't think anybody thought we could beat them, and it proved out that was the case.
Right. Let me go back to the Miz thing, because I have something I can relate to with this. So I agree with you conceptually. It's like, hey, if the Miz starts, everyone needs to be there. Obviously, Tausch, you drove to Milwaukee, his last start, paid your money out of your own pocket to go, so I appreciate that out of you. But in 2003, I was living in South Florida the year the Marlins won the World Series, and Dontrell Willis.
I bet you jumped on that bandwagon.
D-Train.
You jumped. Did you have Marlins gear when that happened? You did, didn't you?
No.
Yeah, you did.
I'm
You had a hat.
diehard lifelong Mets fan.
You got an old school Marlins hat somewhere. You're a bandwagon guy.
Gear because I was the second pick in the Marlins fantasy draft years ago. No big deal. By Charlie Huff. I went to a fantasy camp where they had a combine, and I pitched, and I was unbelievable against no batters. They drafted me second overall. We get to the game on that Sunday. I hit 6 batters in 1 inning. An underrated part of my athletic career.
Did Huff teach you the knuckler? Were you throwing a knuckler?
No, he did not.
You got if Charlie Huff is drafting you, you got to learn a knuckler. Like, that's crazy.
Retroactively a bad job by me or by him?
By him. He drafts you in. He drafts you. He needs to utilize his managerial prowess. You're a coachable dude. Right. You should also have been, because you research things, you should have known Huff is a great knuckler. I don't really know what I'm doing pitching.
Charlie Huff as a knuckleballer. I knew Charlie Huff as a knuckleballer.
I know, but you should have went into it and said, I know I'm not getting anybody out with my 48-mile-an-hour fastball. I need to learn to knuckle it. It sounds like you didn't want to even go down that road.
I know.
You know what I'm learning? Evan, I'm learning something about you today. I've known you a long time, and I'm learning something about you today. You don't like change. You don't like change at all. You don't want to change the hibachi. You don't want to change from throwing a 50-mile-an-hour fastball to a knuckleballer, even though that would help your team win.
And he misses Wilde.
And I got to be honest, I don't like to change the show without. And I miss Wilde. Yeah, I don't like to change the show.
Change is not where you're at. All right, so do we have this audio ready, Wooly?
Yeah, Wooly's producing, so we got it ready.
Okay, yeah, so there's actually audio that is clipped and run. Wow, what a deal. That's a change that we can embrace and love.
Happy to do my job, guys.
Let's hear what Evan had to say, and then let's get Evan's reactions to Evan's quotes.
I can't hear again how great a quarterback is and that he should be top 10, and how dare the scouts and executives and GMs leave him off the list of the top 10 with Jeremy Fowler, ESPN.com, and how great a head coach is that we give him a contract extension. That's never won a division together as a partner. The Green Bay Packers are overrated right now. I'm sorry. Micah Parsons is not healthy for the majority of the first half of the season, if not all of it. They're in a division with the Chicago Bears, who were better than them last year. They're in a division with Devonte Lawrence's Detroit Lions, who have been better over the last few years than the Green Bay Packers. This is not to say the Packers can't win the division. It's not to say the Packers can't make noise in the playoffs. It's to say we have anointed this combination QB coach with no evidence of the anointment.
Who is anointing is my question, because sports books have the Lions and Packers about an even push. I looked today. The Lions are favored in I don't know which sports book. So who's doing the anointing? I have said on this show that I think it's Lions-Packers going to battle it out. So tell me who's the anointer in this scenario.
Well, you just did in some ways, whether you meant to or not, because you actually put them ahead of the Bears.
Oh, I definitely have put them ahead of the Bears. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Number 2 is when that top 10 list came out, I would say the number one beef that people had in reaction to it was that Jordan Love was not in the top 10.
Well, he was behind Caleb. Was the big beef? Was behind Caleb Williams? Was the biggest beef?
Okay.
And Herbert.
Yeah, but and Herbert one I don't.
Herbert's fine. Yeah.
Well, the Herbert-Harbaugh combination, relative to what I was talking about, has done as little as Love and LaFleur.
They've done less. They have
think,
less wins in the playoffs.
Yeah, I just think at some point, I'm not interested in knocking Jordan Love nor Matt LaFleur. At some point, tell me when you present your resume, what's on it. Build the resume. Go ahead. You guys build the Jordan Love, Matt LaFleur resume.
All right, Matt LaFleur's resume, I have said, the winningest head football coach in the history of the NFL through 3 seasons. He has rebuilt the quarterback spot.
Oh, you didn't listen to me. I said
probably
the
right.
Jordan Love, Matt LaFleur resume together.
Matt LaFleur's resume
the Rodgers years.
Okay, Matt LaFleur has went and taken a first-year quarterback that most people, after watching him through his COVID year, and I didn't even think he could play in the NFL.
Wasn't a first-year quarterback.
His first-year quarterback was, 23? And he continues to get better and better. All of his numbers, everything that you track has gotten better and better. He's won a playoff game when nobody thought they would. He's been to the playoffs every year. Yes, they need to be better in the playoffs. But as far as saying that their record and their resume, if you want to try to put them in the echelon of the Eagles and some of these other teams, I'm with you. They're not. They have not been there with Jordan. But if you're trying to say that yes.
So think about if somebody was applying for a job at Tauscher Industries, okay?
565 analytics, we call that. Yeah.
Kramerica.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so if the top thing
why
on the
don't they
resume
just why don't they put a rubber ball around the oil tanker? Well, okay.
All right, Vandalay. So play now. If the top thing on the resume was I've gotten better and better every year, you'd be excited to hire him? That's what you just said. The number one thing on the LaFleur-Love combination resume is they got better year after year. Oh, okay, so somebody comes in with a resume. We got better year after year. Thanks. I thought you were going to present you got worse year after year. Give me something tangibly. Division title, playoff wins, give me MVP, Coach of the Year. Give me something tangibly that is on their resume. And that is not in any way, shape, or form to say nothing can be on or will be on the resume. Give me what it is right now.
I don't care about Coach of the Year. Let me just put it that way. If you're asking me, I'm looking at Jordan Love's stats, and I'm looking at his leadership, and not everything is tangible. If you're just going off a
resume is literally tangible.
Well, I want people. I'm hiring people with big time unintangible stuff. How they work, how they get off the mat, how they battle and compete and handle change.
What do you mean? Jesse's been your producer for a decade, basically.
Jesse does a good job. I'm not gonna. You're gonna try to get me to besmirch Jesse. I'm not besmirching Jesse today. Jesse, good work.
Thanks, Tausch.
All right, we're not gonna agree. You're gonna. You can sit and besmirch. I think Jordan Love
Hold on, then Tausch. How about this? Let's do it this way. Okay. You and I sit out of this, right? Jesse, in all seriousness, Jesse, I think you understand this question probably better than Tausch.
I do. I don't know better. No one's better than Tausch.
I just compliment you, and then you do
that?
No
one's better than Tausch.
All right, let's find a new producer. Who do we got? Who's back there? Who else back there?
Evan and I are playing right now.
Okay, here we go. Jesse, build the Love-LaFleur combo resume. What are the first 3 to 5 things on it?
Playoff appearances every year that Jordan Love has been the starting quarterback. Wild card upset victory against Mike McCarthy's
only
Dallas
7 seed
Cowboys.
ever win
the only 7
game.
seed that's ever won a playoff game. And was in a position to be the number 1 seed in the NFC after the acquisition of Micah Parsons until several key contributors got injured late last season.
It's not an impressive resume, though, if we're being honest.
It's not an impressive resume, but it's not a bad resume. It's not an overrated resume. It's about right where they should be.
Jesse did a much better job building the resume. Tausch's reaction is literally perfect, which is it's not the greatest resume. It doesn't mean it can't be. It just means it's not
Evan, were you as good? What did you do before Morning Men on radio stuff?
I was on ESPN West Palm for 20 years.
Okay, so your first 3 years, and now I'm comparing it to what you're doing. Great show nationally. You got it. You acclaimed, winning, whatever you do, and your resume. You're telling me if I asked you after your third year that what your resume was, would it have been, oh my God, we got to have this guy? Or is it, boy, he just keeps getting better and better. He works his tail off, and he's somebody you want on your team. I want Jordan Love on my team. I want Jordan Love in that huddle. His growth has been very good. And that is something. I can't put it on a resume. Go ahead.
But you're just making stuff up because that's
Who's
not
making
his third
stuff
year.
up? You're a lot better. It is his third year. It's going to be his fourth year as a starter.
His third year as a starter, not his third year in the league. So fine, if you're going to give me so then in my case, 03, 04, and 05 don't exist. So easily, in 07 specifically, my resume would be 5-day-a-week, afternoon host, ESPN West Palm, weekend host, WQAM in Miami, FAU football play-by-play for basketball, sidelines for football, as well as University of Miami pre- and post-games for football.
That's an
and Fox
impressive
Sports Radio
resume.
nationally.
Wow,
That's after your version of year 3, which is my year 6. I didn't even need to get to. I have an answer for you.
Yeah, we have an answer. We just don't like it.
So then own that. Own the fact that the Jordan Love.
I didn't say that the resume. I prefaced the entire conversation by saying this isn't Andy Reid, Sean McVay, Sirianni. It's not. You can't.
Yeah, but that's the point. It's not even close to Sirianni and Hurts. Think about that. And people want both those guys gone, and they run circles around the Packers in this case.
Okay. Listen, postseason football is what builds resumes. Period. Fin. Because I'm sitting here, I was driving in this morning, and you guys are you're trying to compare Joe Burrow to Aaron Rodgers. Shame on you for that ridiculous take. That's almost as bad as Rutledge's.
The treatment of it.
No. You said, and Canty immediately says, he won a championship, and you're like, woo. He won 4 MVPs.
4
MVPs. You want to do this resume battle?
You can't bring up MVPs. You just said only postseason stuff matters with
I'm
resume.
not the one doing the
Don't
resume.
bring up
You
4
are.
MVPs. You just did. No, you just did. You just brought up 4 MVPs. If only postseason stuff matters with resume, then Aaron's 4 MVPs don't matter.
I don't want to go down the resume road. You brought it up. The resume is what it is. You're going to still.
How do you feel about this? Adam Schefter, I asked this morning.
He's got a strong resume. What's his big? What?
Adam Schefter, I asked something about this morning. I said, Adam, this was at 7 a.m. Central. I said, I don't like asking about people's personal lives, and I don't even like that I'm asking this.
But you still did.
But Aaron Rodgers put it out there. How am I supposed to take in this information with his family that he posted on Instagram, which is great. Now we know where Jason is, by the way. He was the one taking those pictures.
Oh, is that right? Oh, that's an exclusive.
So
they put that on Channel 3000, I bet.
Adam had a great answer. He said, for someone so private, as he is allowed to be, he found it interesting that he made something so public that would allow for people at Steelers camp to ask him about it in a way that they have not been able to in years past. I thought that was interesting, right? Because if he had a reconciliation with his family and never told anybody, there's no justification for asking somebody about their family, right? That's just in that way with how public
Yeah,
that
I agree with you on
thing
that.
is. But now it's, hey, Aaron, how is your bonding with your family? And he may go with, guys, I'm not going to talk about it, it's private. Well, you put it on Instagram. Kind of not private.
Why do you think he did that?
I don't know. I truly do not know.
Because he's happy.
Maybe. I hope so. That'd be if all of that is great. That is great news for him.
He very much claimed to be happy. He very much claimed to be happy the last decade in spite of that.
Well, people claim to be happy in relationships they're in that they post on Instagram all the time, and then they break up, and then they find someone else, and then they post more pictures because they're happy in a different way.
Relationship and Instagram expert Jesse Nelson.
To?
Relationship and Instagram expert Jesse Nelson.
Yeah, is anyone coming to mind?
Yeah, who are you? What's this? Who are you breaking down?
I don't really have an Instagram, so that's not really.
But you seem to know a lot about
you're
it.
pretty dialed.
I know a thing or two because I've been around a people.
You have?
person or two. Yeah.
Tell me more.
So are you more of a relationship expert or an Instagram relationship expert?
I think he's a relationship expert.
I'm a pretty good relationship expert. Yeah.
So are you? If you're saying, and not that this would happen, but if you're saying Mr. and Mrs. Tauscher got into a bickering match about someone's resume last night, that they should go to you, each of them.
Oh.
The Tauscher should go to you as a relationship expert. If there's bickering.
Yeah, good question.
Mom and dad.
Yeah.
We should.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
I could help moderate
I'm
that.
sure we will.
Easily.
Tausch, can you imagine your wife calling Jesse? Hey, Jesse, Mark's really being a pain in the butt. I need your relationship advice.
Yeah, I don't foresee that happening. But you never know. I guess you never know in life.
I like the idea. I know it may not be the right day, but I like the idea of people calling the show with relationship advice questions
For Jesse. Oh, that is
yeah.
I think that is a fantastic idea.
I'm here to help.
Right, like, hey, my spouse is working late every night. I'm kind of questioning what's going on. Hey, Jesse, my spouse and I have not smooched as much recently. Can you give me some advice?
We're going to open it up. Evan, we appreciate you. I know we got to get out to L.A. Jesse Nelson, Love Train. Any advice, relationship, and or vacation? Give us a call, 844-770-3776. I think it's a great idea.
You want to do that now? We have so much to get to today.
We have plenty of things, and if nobody calls, nobody calls. But if someone has relationship and or vacation, because you are the vacation king when it comes to this, any personal things that you want Jesse to diagnose in your life, we are here for you today. 844-770-3776. Now, I don't know if you have any reads or anything, but let me know.
Thanks, Evan. Appreciate you.
He's gone.
Cool.
Hey, guy I called.
We don't have any reason.
You really have.
We're gonna
go. Going out on a limb.
I mean, I'm here to help people.
That's true, and I am here for people to be helped by you.
I think I'm pretty good at helping people in relationships, and I'd be happy to provide that service for those.
The dump. If people have to go to the dump.
Yeah,
you have
a good
lot
bonding
of stuff.
experience. More Wilde and Tausch, wherever it may take us. Straight ahead. Stick around.
We're on the Brewers.
This Brewers organization, the way that it operates.
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
The expectation has become excellent.
Nobody covers the crew like 100.5 ESPN, Madison's home of the Brewers. Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by your Badgerland Chevy dealers, proud supporters of Badger Athletics. Go to BadgerlandChevy.com. The Badgers kick off their season at Lambeau Field against Notre Dame on September 6th, and Wisconsin's new O-line coach Eric Mateos is excited to be on the right side of a jump around in Green Bay.
I was on the other side of the last game at Lambeau, and when we came up here in pregame, they played Colin Baton Rouge, and I'm like, oh yeah, we got them. And then when that jump around came on before the fourth quarter in that game, I said, oh, we're screwed. We're done. I felt them. I felt my own vibe plummet. So I'm excited to be on the right side of it.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't play games. Just straightforward pricing, premium quality, and trusted Pella certified installation. Visit PellaWI.com today.
People hear Horicon Bank and they think local instantaneously.
Over the years, was able to help them in their later years when they needed some care. So I would say that was cradle to grave experience for me.
We encounter precious moments like this all the time. We have a trust administration department that can help.
Our motto is together as a bank and as an organization, and then doing good.
There's amazing success stories of small business entrepreneurs who now are multi-million-dollar companies.
Horicon Bank, together doing good for 130 years. Member FDIC.
It's well known that the boss at the exteriors company is a perfectionist.
It's a gift.
He not only oversees every job, he inspects each aspect of the operation to get to the root of what your project will actually need to be long-lasting.
Call 960-ROOF.
Oh, he's proud of all the reviews.
What can I say? Take a look.
The Exteriors Company, built for Wisconsin, backed by expertise.
Surfside iced tea and lemonade plus vodka is your go-to drink this golf season. It's light, refreshing, made with real vodka and zero bubbles. That's right, no carbonation. This spring, look out for the brand new half and half variety pack featuring flavors like raspberry iced tea and lemonade and blackberry iced tea and lemonade. No bubbles, no troubles. Cheers to hitting the fairway and cheers to Surfside. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
Experience the future of recovery at Carbon World Health. They've brought Escape Robotic Massage to Madison, the world's first AI-powered, fully automated therapeutic massage that's customized to your body every time. Using advanced body scanning, Escape maps your muscles and delivers precision-calibrated pressure to release tension, reduce inflammation, and accelerate recovery. Book your Escape session at Carbon World Health and feel what the future of wellness really feels like. Carbon World Health, your body optimized.
Breaking news on ESPN Madison is presented by Metro Ford and Metro Kia of Madison. Find the Metro family of auto dealers online or see them in person on the east side of Madison today.
Mark Tauscher here for Pizza Hut. I've been telling you for a while now how much I've loved Pizza Hut going back to the days when I was a kid participating in their legendary Book It program. Well, how's this for a throwback? Introducing Pizza Hut's Throwback Value Menu. Features their iconic personal pan pizza, just $3. And a medium one-topping original stuffed crust pizza for just $10. You asked for it, so they delivered. It's the Throwback Value Menu from Pizza Hut. Order on the Pizza Hut app or at pizzahut.com. Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Wild Bill goes yard.
Is a fly ball, deep center field. Marcy's back, track, wall, baseball!
Your home of the Brewers, 100.5 ESPN. Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
We're actually going to do this.
We got a caller.
I didn't think we'd have a caller, but we do.
I'm more concerned after seeing who the caller is. Relationship advice from me, inspired by Evan Cohen's appearance from Unsportsmanlike.
Do you really think
Wilde
of yourself
and Tausch.
as like a Dr. Phil type, that you are a really good relationship specialist?
No.
Why did you say you did?
I have helped a couple of different couples in my life who have been like...
And you're going to name any names or no?
No.
Okay.
Friends who I've been mutual friends
Tier
with
ones.
both. Through a couple were in college, one was in high school, and a couple have been post graduation. I've helped like kind of hear both out. They've both been frustrated, concerned about different things. We help navigate through some things. So I have the experience. I don't think I'm any good at it.
All right. Well, it sounds like you think you're an expert.
I can't believe you want to do this. It's a terrible idea. We will spend 1 minute doing it, and if it's going to be terrible, we'll never do it again. And who better to be our guinea pig for it? Ron in the key. Good Lord. You're on Wilde and Tausch. What do you got?
I just want to say you're terrible at it, and you're a bad friend and a bad coworker. Evan came up with those two examples way too quickly. Working too late, spouse thinks you're working too late, and haven't had a lot, as much smooches recently. Wasn't a theoretical from Evan. That was a cry for help. You guys weren't there for him.
You didn't help Evan.
Disappointed in you.
That is disappointing.
Don't point the finger at me.
Ron is. I'm not. I'm just here.
Be good.
There's Ron.
Yeah, thanks, Ron. Appreciate you. So he didn't ask anything. All right, we'll never do that again. 844-770-3776 is your way into the show. We have a lot to get to. Dom Cotroneo, Brewers Extra Innings, 620 WTMJ, going to join us around 10:30 this morning. Craig Karmazin joining us in the 11 o'clock hour, our 10 for 10 series built by Outdoor
we have
Living
to
Unlimited.
get to Devonte Wyatt. I mean, I'm shocked that we haven't gotten to that.
Very
because
significant storyline.
I
yes.
think what we're seeing is the Packers are saying this is our group that's good enough to win a championship. And I think that's fascinating.
We will talk more about that to kick off the 10 o'clock hour, and we'll do that in 2 minutes. Stick around. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Shopping for new windows and doors shouldn't feel like a negotiation. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't believe in games. They never inflate pricing, and there's no high-pressure sales pitch. Just premium windows and doors built for long-term comfort, beauty, and peace of mind. Buy direct through Pella, and one trusted team handles everything with Pella certified installers every step of the way. Real pricing, premium quality, no games. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
This is Wisconsin volleyball national champion Devin Robinson. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona Madison, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison. I'm Ryan Wollersheim, and this is your Sports Center update brought to you by Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison for generations. Check them out at 220 State Street and online at goodmansjewelers.com. The Milwaukee Brewers officially have the best record in baseball after last night. The Crew won 8-3 over the Mets and roughed up former Brewers pitcher Freddy Peralta in the process at AmFam Field. That marks 4 straight wins for Milwaukee as they overtook the Dodgers for the best record in the MLB. And at 63-37 this season, the Brewers have reached their best record through 100 games in franchise history. That breaks the previous record of 60-40, which they reached in both 1979 and last season. Milwaukee now half a game ahead of the defending champs in LA, and they're 7 games ahead of the Cubs atop the NL Central standings. However, we're still monitoring the health of Brewers ace Jacob Misiorowski, who was limited to just 65 pitches over 4 innings last night. Miz pitched on a limited workload in what was his first outing since being sidelined with arm fatigue ahead of the All-Star break. Make sure to find more on the Miz and how the Brewers plan to continue monitoring his workload over on ESPN.com. Dom Catronio of the Brewers Radio Network also joining Wilde and Tausch coming up at 10:30.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com. 3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde.
Time now for headlines as we predict what will happen on Sunday as the Packers take on the Vikings at Lambeau Field.
Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher.
I'm going to do something crazy.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio at ESPN Madison.
I'm going to say kissing cousins, pack bikes tie.
And celebrating 10 great years on ESPN Wisconsin.
He missed it again! And will end this crazy game in a tie. Oh my goodness.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Hey, Tausch.
Yes, sir.
Why it takes so long to get a contract extension?
The Packers are biding their time.
Couple of headlines, throwbacks there to kick off the 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch. News surfacing after yesterday's show wrapped up. The Green Bay Packers, this is according to Ian Rappaport, and standout defensive tackle Devonte Wyatt agreeing to terms on a 3-year, $57 million contract extension. $20 million signing bonus for Devonte Wyatt, former first-round pick a couple of years ago. Devonte Wyatt going to be around for a few more years on the defensive line for the Green Bay Packers. Tausch, you like that contract extension?
Here's what I'm going to tell you. I love the contract. That's, again, $20 million of the $60 is, very low from a guarantee standpoint. The Packers continue. Russ Ball is really good at his job. He's, given guys the money that if they are great players, they're going to earn. And if they're not, the Packers don't get really hamstrung. There's a couple of guys, obviously Mike and Jordan, that get the big boy guarantees. The Packers identify their young players, and after they've proven to a certain point, they will get rewarded. That is the best way to run an organization. The Packers do that. But what I find most interesting about this, because you have now seen the Green Bay Packers, and it really started after the loss to the Bears. And Packer fans and people saying, oh, this Matt LaFleur, I can't imagine him coming back in that locker room. And what this tells me is that Ed Policy and the organization believes that last year's team was good enough to win a championship. We were snake bit. And the young players that are the core, Goody has said numerous times, and Jason and I have talked about this a bunch. If you're not a big-time player, you're not getting a second deal. the Packers feel like they got a lot of big-time players in their core. And they're identifying them, and they're getting them on contracts that they like, that the team likes, not them. And if they don't, they move on. If they can't come to terms, they let them play out their deal, and they let them go. So the Packers identify. They then say, here's the operation. This is what we're doing. If you don't like it, play this year out. Good luck to you. We'll take a comp pick. And what this tells me is that the players want to be there because they are probably giving up some guarantees and money. But what it really tells me is the Packers are identifying and looking at these players and saying, we got the guys. We have the right guys to win a championship. Now we need to keep guys healthy, and we need to strike while the iron's hot, because this window, as you keep saying, and Tucker Kraft will be next. His deal will get done, I do believe, before Dream Drive opens, but maybe it'll be a little bit into August. It'll be done before the opener against the Vikings. You're now looking at your core for 3 years. You have a 3-year run rate here of, we think this team is a champion, and now they got to go out and do it. The organization has paid the piper. They're paying their guys, and they're saying, we will supplement with everybody else, but this is our core, and this group is going to be who leads us to win a championship. And the Packers feel really good about that. That's why they've done what they've done.
Devonte Wyatt, contract extension, 3 years, $57 million, 20 guaranteed. Coincidentally, Devonte Wyatt showing up at number 10 just a day or two ago in Jason Wilde's countdown of the most important Packers of 2026 at channel3000.com.
Yeah, I think he has just, unfortunately, he's gotten dinged up at the wrong times, because it feels like he's coming on and he's had big splashes, and then something comes up and he misses games, and it's just, then he comes back and he's not healthy and he can't play. And you see, it is so vital. And I think one of the more underrated Green Bay Packers. It was a teammate of mine. And I think we all look back at that Super Bowl championship and we think Clay and we think BJ with the fridge move and all this other stuff. And critical pieces that were drafted in 2009, developed, and obviously had great careers in Green Bay. Cullen Jenkins was someone that I think his interior pass rush allowed Clay to make plays. That disruption, and then you remember Howard Green making the big hit that was the Nick Collins pick. Those players are vital. Devonte Wyatt is a talent. He's a first-round talent, and when he's healthy, he is disruptive. Imagine if Micah Parsons coming off the edge and Devonte Wyatt wreaking havoc in the middle of opposing offenses. All of a sudden, if you can't protect, when you're playing Micah, you bet you're going to tell your centers and guards, you got to be firm, because that quarterback's not going to drift. That quarterback will have to stay very in tune with the pocket. Devonte Wyatt's a pocket pusher. He is somebody that's disruptive. And the Packers obviously feel that way, that they said, we're going to go another 3 or 4 years now. If Devontae's hurt and doesn't, they're going to get out of this contract and feel this is the price of doing business. This is really probably, if I'm guessing, a 2-year commitment. You have these 2 years with Mike under the deal he's under, Jordan with his contract. This is where the Green Bay Packers feel we need to strike while the iron's hot.
One more question on this. We're going to play trivia coming up after this before we get to Dom Catroni of Brewers Extra Innings on 620 WTMJ joining us. So you said this is the 3-year window, and obviously I think you're right. Like, you look at Jordan Love, Micah Parsons, now Devonte Wyatt, the receivers that
Watson,
have been
Reed,
like, Kraft is going to get
Young
his.
Golden.
Like, you've got this runway here. Going back to what Evan said, which I'm scared to do a little bit, but I just want to play devil's advocate. Is it concerning in any way that the Packers are committing to this being the team that they believe is the Super Bowl contender that can potentially be the next dynasty in the National Football League with all these guys locked in for the next few years, when their resume to this point is fairly incomplete?
Everything's dangerous in the NFL. You give out a bunch of money, you're banking that guys are going to stay healthy and be highly productive. I don't have a problem at all betting on the guys, especially with the wagers that you're putting. These, if you're going to Hard Rock Casino Rockford terms, this Devonte Wyatt contract is, you're getting probably 6-1 on your money. If Devonte Wyatt is the baller that we hope he can be, his contract is going to look really good. The same thing is with Watson. The same thing. Now, your premium talent with Micah and with Jordan, you're paying premium prices. They need to be premium players. I think for now we can obviously say Micah Parsons is a premium player. Jordan Love, while I like his trajectory, he probably needs to be in these MVP mixes. He needs to elevate everybody else. I believe he can, but when they gave him that contract, and now the bill is coming due. They've had the little nice installment plans. That cap number is going to get bigger and bigger, and you're going to take up more resources. Not so much that they're not able to handle these other players, but this just reaffirms to me that when Green Bay was in that game in Denver and they lost Micah, and then they didn't win another game, the Green Bay Packers felt like at that point, even with Tucker not being there, they felt like we are good enough to win a championship. Obviously, things unfurled. They weren't, but that did not change the resolve of Ed Policy in saying we're going to bring Matt LaFleur and Brian Gutekunst back. We're going to bring Russ Ball back. We're bringing Devonte Wyatt back. We're bringing Jaden Reed back. We're bringing Christian Watson back. That tells you, again, don't listen to what they say. Watch what their actions tell you. The Green Bay Packers postseason and how they handled their business this offseason tells me two things. We are dang good enough to win with our guys staying healthy, and we needed a little bit more veteran leadership so that we don't have these disgruntlements that have occurred within our locker room. That's how the Green Bay Packers are operating, and they believe that this is a good enough team to win a championship. And the price is the price. The Packers are paying that price. Now will the players and the coaches figure out how to get there? That's why the NFL is the best.
You can see more on the Devonte Wyatt extension from Jason Wilde. He has a separate article up at channel3000.com on the extension. He also lists Devonte Wyatt as number 10 in his countdown of the most important Packers of 2026. Time now for trivia. 844-770-3776. Caller number 10. That seems appropriate. Devonte Wyatt, number 10 in Jason's countdown, and we're talking about him with the contract extension. Caller 10 right now at 844-770-3776.
95 is his number, right?
Yes.
It is.
But we're going 10. I already said 10.
No, it's fine.
Daytime Wollersheim said, I want to write these trivia questions, because he came at me for trivia a couple of weeks ago filling in.
What did he say? They're too easy or too hard?
He said I was patronizing the fans, I believe, at one point.
I mean, you are.
Uh-huh.
I'm trying to play by the rules, so I made it a little easier today. But
these are Ryan's questions. I got nothing to do with them. I'm just going to ask a couple of them.
Is there anything you like more than not having any accountability?
It's
one of your
taking
favorite
credit for
things.
things I didn't do when it goes well.
That's a really good answer.
Caller 10 right now at 844-770-3776. We'll play trivia. That's 844-770-3776. Caller 10, trivia next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Mark Tauscher here for Olson Toon. Well, first impressions matter, and your outdoor space is often the first thing people see. And since 1997, Olson Toon has been helping homeowners and businesses across Dane County create and maintain outdoor spaces. From landscaping and concrete to excavation and year-round maintenance, they're your team for everything outdoors. Ready to elevate your property? Contact Olson Toon today and learn more at olsontoon.com. Creating lasting impressions every season, every day. That's the Olson Toon difference.
When your car needs care, trust the team that treats it like their own. Conant Automotive in Stoughton. From oil changes and brakes to engine diagnostics and major repairs, their ASE certified technicians deliver honest, reliable service you can count on. Plus, they offer loaner vehicles and convenient after-hours drop-off to fit your schedule. Serving the Stoughton area since 2006, trust the local brand that's built a reputation for dependable auto repair. Visit Conant Automotive on Highway 51 in Stoughton or learn more at ConantAuto.com.
Bringing summer gatherings to the next level is just another thing we do at Celebrations Entertainment. Hi, it's Jeffrey. With rental items like sound equipment, photo booths, and even yard games, you can make your event the party that everyone talks about. Any event like graduation parties, block parties, or even a backyard barbecue can be elevated with fun, interactive items to make everyone ask, hey, how'd you pull this off? Just tell them celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Chevy trucks have you covered when the road takes you from smooth sailing to Chevy Colorado will eat up some of the toughest terrains with 5 available drive modes. And Silverado and Silverado HD have the muscle to take you out for some serious. With multiple engine options and impressive towing, while Silverado EV is the perfect combo of performance and capability. Nice. Making it a snap to hitch up this electric truck and hit the road. Wherever the road leads, Chevy trucks are right there with you. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
This is Aaron Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited with my brother and business partner, Eric Brown. Siding Unlimited is Madison's choice for siding, windows, roofing, and doors.
Siding Unlimited delivers on expectations because our experience, integrity, and craftsmanship come through on every project.
For new siding, windows, roofing, and doors, call 608-220-0005 or go to sidingunlimited.com.
Hey, it's John Hayes, owner of Goodman's Jewelers. Come in and discover the high standards, classic traditions, honesty, integrity, and elegance when you walk through our doors. For over 90 years, customers have returned again and again to our warm boutique setting. Trust me, because I've been there for over 40 of them. Whether it's time to come back or your first time in, stop by Goodman's Jewelers at 220 State Street today. Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison since 1933.
The best is at Goodman's.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Mark Tauscher here. People ask, why did I join UW Credit Union? Well, let's break it down. Convenient local branches, easy to use mobile banking app, rewards checking with early payday, and that beautiful Bucky debit card. Also, they've been serving Wisconsin since 1931, which means they have local expertise that's actually local. So stop by a branch or visit uwcu.org to join today and become a UW Credit Union member like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Tausch, Jesse and Tausch today. Jason's summer sabbatical continues. Dom Catronio, Brewers Extra Innings, 620 WTMJ, talking Brewers, best team in baseball, scheduled to appear. Coming up next, before we get to Dom, though, it's time for a Badgers Trivia Tuesday on Wilde and Tausch Trivia.
Wilde and Tausch Trivia is brought to you by Cousin Subs. Cool down with the summer shake from Cousin Subs. Enjoy 4 delicious flavors: vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, and mint. Cousin Subs. We believe in better. And by Vortex Golf. Trivia winners this week receive a hat, ball marker, sticker, and a blade rangefinder courtesy of Vortex Golf. Rangefinders you can bet on.
Those watching on the video stream have seen Tausch still doesn't put a lid on his coffee. Welcome in Brian in Williams Bay. Brian, welcome to Wilde and Tausch Trivia. God, you play every week, dude. What's going on here? How you been?
Well, I've been well, and I hope you're not tired of having me on.
Tausch might be. I'm good.
Brian, I like competing. Compete. You didn't win last week. You're going to win. Keep fighting until you win. I'm totally on board with that.
I didn't make it any
That's
easier
what I'm
for
trying
you
to
guys.
do.
That's what Ryan says. Badgers Trivia Tuesday. All right. Ryan's questions for Brian in Williams Bay. Here's question number 1. This former Badgers volleyball player will not play for Madison's pro team, Love Madison, this coming season. Who's not playing for them? Is it Caroline C.C. Crawford, Mimi Collier, or Jesse with an I, M. Nelson? Wow.
Could you give him again, please?
Who's not playing for Love Madison volleyball next year? Former Badger. Caroline Crawford, Mimi Collier, or Jesse Nelson?
I'll do Jesse Nelson.
Yeah, this is a Wooly special here. Daytime Wooler.
Do we know that for sure, though? He has a chance. He claims he could play for the Mallards. Is there a chance? You're a big star producer on a 10-year running show?
I am never going to say that I could play one
Why
point
couldn't you? It could
for
be the
Love
same
Madison.
thing.
No,
Doesn't mean you're going to be
totally
good at
different.
it.
Yeah. Totally
Jesse,
different.
if somebody hits a line shot to you at second, you ain't making that play.
I
Just
know
like
what
if
you're
somebody's
doing. I know what you're doing.
What am I doing?
You're trying to get me to sign up to go out to a Love Madison volleyball practice and have them slap a bunch of balls at me and give me a bunch of bruises in my face. That's exactly what you're trying to sign me up for right now. I see this
sound graph that. Because I am not repeating any of what Jesse just said about slapping thing. I'm not going down that road. I will read this question, which is question 2. Which of Luke Fickell's former assistant coaches from Cincinnati is now the head coach at Notre Dame? Is it Marcus Freeman, Mike Denbrock, or Brian Kelly?
The first one.
You nailed it.
Damn.
That is correct.
Marcus Freeman. Family's back together.
Yeah, that'll be
September
a saucy.
6th.
That'll be a saucy reunion.
I was thinking
saucy.
I honestly thought Brian might go with his namesake, Brian Kelly. There.
Who's Mike Denbrock? I know that name. Who is he?
He's the offensive coordinator at Notre Dame right now. Actually,
Okay.
was the offensive coordinator with Luke Fickell at Cincinnati as well.
That's gonna be saucy. That'll be saucy.
September 6th at Lambeau Field. Thanks, Tausch. All right, question 3, Brian in Williams Bay. Who is the only Badgers football player ever to win the Jim Thorpe Award, which is given to the best defensive back in college football? Who won that award? Was it Hunter Wohler, Jamar Fletcher, or Terrell Fletcher?
Jamal Fletcher.
It was. Jamar Fletcher is the correct answer. Number 2, I believe, right? Number 2.
That is
Jamar
correct.
Fletcher.
That is correct.
I had a pre-NIL, I had a Jamar Fletcher jersey that wasn't actually
you
a
did.
Jamar Fletcher jersey.
Whose
when I was a
jersey was
kid.
it?
Number 2. Just generic number 2. Wisconsin Badgers when I was a kid.
Likely story. Sounds like Jesse was breaking the rules back in the day.
Fletcher won the award in 2000 when he led the Big Ten with 6 interceptions.
That's a
returned
heck of
for
a run here from
159 yards.
Brian.
Brian, you got every
Great
question
run.
right. One could say you were patronized a little bit with how easy these questions were.
These were not easy ones. Honestly, Brian stepped up to the
I
plate.
was the answer to one of them. It can't be that difficult.
Well, these are pretty easy.
I have been told that the first question has to be an absolute layup, so therefore I made it an absolute layup. The next 2 were not layups at all.
Brian, good luck in the drawing on Friday.
I've been told you've been difficult, so they were difficult questions.
Brian, we appreciate you playing as always, and I'm sure we'll hear from you again next week, regardless of how it goes this week. Thanks.
What I learned from
Always
this,
good to talk to you.
Great
Thank you.
work, Brian. Great work. 4 entries. I learned that Jesse is going to go to a practice and he's going to play volleyball. You are the studio host for the Wisconsin Volleyball Radio
we'll be back
Network
for a 3rd year this
here
year.
on 100.5. This, to me, there is a lot of crossover with former players. This needs to happen. When does Love Volleyball start?
I told you this was his game.
I didn't bring it up. You did.
I could see it in your eye.
I did perk up.
You could return a serve in a volleyball match.
When people make outlandish statements, I like it's when people make guarantees.
Which, for the record,
when
I did
NBA
not do
players
that
make
here.
guarantees, I said put your salary on it. Then if you're going to guarantee,
I
if you're going to
said
leave
the
it at
opposite.
100%.
I said I could not return a serve in a volleyball
No, but
match.
you said you could play. You can't. You could not play a good second base for the Mallards.
We would be fine for 1 inning with me playing
and
second
so
base for
would
the
they
Mallards.
be fine for 1 point because they could lose a point with or without you. This needs to happen.
I believe in you, Jesse.
I think you
could do it.
I think if someone smashes, I think you could probably dig it up. They call it digs, right? Is that or they not do that?
Jesse could be a great libero. I could see it.
And you're a content creator. That's what you do. You love volleyball. That's why you're working the halftime.
I do.
Mm-hmm.
This is easy. I bet our friend John Arias could help. I bet our teammate Jada, she could help.
Yeah, see, he's already angling.
This will happen. This needs to happen. I think it'll be great.
Dom Catronio of Brewers Extra Innings on 620 WTMJ joins us to tell me if I could play second base for one inning in place of Bryce Terang and the team would still have the best record in baseball. We'll do that next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
We're on the Packers.
You can't sit here and tell me that you're comfortable with the idea of the Green Bay Packers playing 8 games without Mike Parsons.
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
That's very uncomfortable. That's extremely uncomfortable.
Nobody covers the green and gold like 100.5 ESPN.
What life events have you experienced over the past couple of years? Well, maybe one is coming up. The sale of a company, death, divorce, a health crisis, or helping to pay for college or a wedding. Well, Annex Wealth Management has assisted clients with life events, but planning for them can make all the difference. Knowing what you own, why you own it, and how much you're paying for it is a big part of smart financial planning. Annex has an entire in-house team that works together so you can make informed decisions when life events come up. Click Get Started at annexwealth.com.
Shopping for new windows and doors shouldn't feel like a negotiation. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't believe in games. They never inflate pricing, and there's no high-pressure sales pitch. Just premium windows and doors built for long-term comfort, beauty, and peace of mind. Buy direct through Pella, and one trusted team handles everything with Pella certified installers every step of the way. Real pricing, premium quality, no games. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
This summer, turn up the tradition. Join us July 24th through 26th at the Henry Meyer Festival Park for German Fest Milwaukee. Experience authentic German food, live music, cultural exhibits, family fun, the Pink Energy Run, Dachshund Derby, and backed by popular demand, Vox Club. Then kick off the weekend at our opening ceremony on Friday, July 24th at 5 p.m. in the Oktoberfest tent. We have a special surprise planned that you won't want to miss. Plus, be part of our history at the first ever German Fest Polka Mass. For more info, visit GermanFest.com.
Brew Crew Tuesdays are back on August 4th.
Curio sends it deep to left, and there she goes!
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they play the Pittsburgh Pirates.
And Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh my goodness, third deck.
This edition of Brew Crew Tuesdays is presented by Local Union 2150 IBEW. Tune in August 4th at 6:40 on WISC TV in Madison, or check your local listings to watch the game.
ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Brust here, joined now by David Malukas, the driver of the number 12 Penske Chevrolet, as we are getting ready for Road America. David, so happy to have you. What was the thing that when you went to Road America that you loved most?
The cheese curds, you know. The cheese curds are good. But no, honestly, it's just whatever the track brings, there's so much to it, right? You can be there for the races, or, you know, if you have younger kids and they get bored and they want to go play, there's so many different things going on. I mean, it's almost like a whole different festival of itself. I mean, you could go zip lining, you could see all these different things, and the track viewing perspective, the track is so massive, you can literally explore all these different areas and go to the camping grounds. So many different things going on. I remember pretty much every single year now that I've gone, I can go into the camping grounds, and there's always the crew of people just doing these different games, having a good time. So for me, it's one of the favorite blends of, okay, I'm here for a professional racetrack, but at the same time, I'm just having a good time with some good people here in the Midwest.
For all things Road America, you know where to go. It's roadamerica.com. That's roadamerica.com.
Bo here from Ridgetop Exteriors. Southern Wisconsin got hit hard with hail recently. If your home took a beating, now's the time to take action. We've been delivering top quality roofing, siding, and window services locally for over 23 years. With free damage assessments and insurance experts on staff, we've been your licensed, local, and trusted contractor since day one. Don't wait until small damage becomes a big problem. Turn to Ridgetop Exteriors today. Ridgetopexteriors.com. That's Ridgetopexteriors.com.
Ridgetop Exteriors.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
The Milwaukee Brewers, the New York Mets.
Robert back, it's gone! The first big league home run for Cooper Platt, and he takes Freddy Peralta deep.
Tune in tonight on 100.5 ESPN, Madison's home of the Brewers.
Waking up on July 21st, 2026, the Milwaukee Brewers are once again the best team in Major League Baseball. Best record in the big leagues, 100 games in after Miz takes down Freddy Peralta last night, the first of the set with the Brewers and the Mets. I was there to see it. So is this guy. He joins us now, host of Brewers Extra Innings on 620 WTMJ after every Brewers game all season long. Dom Catronio talking baseball with us on Wilde and Tausch. Dom, good morning. Happy Best Team in Baseball Day.
Yeah, it's become an annual thing now where around this time the Brewers get hot and they become the best record in baseball by percentage points. You know, if the Brewers and Dodgers end up tied, the Dodgers currently have the season series, but there's 4 more games head-to-head. But what's most important to me, guys, is the fact that they're one of the top 2 teams once again, and thus, you know, in line to maybe get a bye with 62 games to go.
So, Dom, if I ask you why are the Brewers doing so well? What would be your 1 or 2 bullet points that you would reason for why they've been as successful as they've been?
I would say, number one, personnel-wise, they've been virtually the same the last 3 years as they're in this great window of success, where I know everyone talked about the 1-year expiring trades, right, with Corbin, with Freddie, with Devin. But you look at all the pieces that came back in those deals, they are all contributing in some way, shape, or form right now. They made those hard decisions to say 1 year of control, what can we get to keep this machine going? Joey Ortiz has been great in the last month. You look at DL Hall, he's going to be an important, piece. There's the first one with the Corbin Burns deal. Then you go to the Devin Williams deal, and Caleb Durbin gets flipped for Kyle Harrison and David Hamilton, who's coming back from the IL later this week, and then Shane Drowan, who got a win over the weekend against the Marlins too. There's another, successful thing to do. And the third trade, of course, the Freddy Peralta deal. Brandon Sproat pitches tonight. Jet Williams is depth down in AAA right now, still waiting for his big league debut. And I think we all watched Freddy Peralta yesterday and went, yeah, I see why the Brewers traded him. They knew when it was time to let it go. And we'll talk to Freddie a little bit more in depth today, but I just think this team is unapologetically doing it their way, meaning maybe on the outside, people are freaking out like, why aren't you keeping these guys for 1 more year? But on the inside, the team knows you've still got a core of Terang, Contreras, Yelich, and the resurgence of Andrew Vaughn and Jake Bowers to go with Garrett Mitchell being healthy finally. That's a really good top 5 in your order that any team would love to have.
So we saw limiting, obviously, Miz for a couple of weeks there, putting him down, giving him some rest, and then last night only going 4. How do you see this rest of this season go so to make sure Miz is primed and ready to go when the postseason gets going?
We saw this exact blueprint from the Dodgers last year, where we got to, complain about the Dodgers being able to coast. Now
they have too many players. Yeah, they have too many good pitchers.
Yeah. But the NL West is so much worse than the NL Central. The Brewers don't get to quote-unquote coast, but a 7-game lead with 62 games to go and 7 more head-to-head with the Cubs. You're feeling good. I'm not saying it's over. Do not say that I said it was over.
No clips. Hey, Dom, we're not going to clip you with that.
No clips.
No clips on that. But the way I look at it is the Brewers are in this point where they know their best chance to win a World Series is to make sure Jacob Mizorowski and Kyle Harrison, for that matter, are good to go for October. And you're essentially restarting his spring training. You're going to take it slow here in these middle months when it gets hard. You got a 17 in a row lurking, so you got to make sure you get through this unscathed. There's no sense in redlining it right now when there is a real opportunity to redline it in 2 months' time.
So I think from a lot of our perspective, we saw obviously the unfortunate news with Woody and then Harrison with the elbow and then Miz sitting down. Should we be at all concerned depth-wise with pitching, and does that change the view of how the front office is looking at the trade deadline with some of those, unfortunate things that have happened?
I don't think they are as concerned as the fans are, as in the front office is not nearly as concerned as the fans are. I think there's always a level of stuff that we don't know, as there's a line of what they, you can overreact to a headline, Kyle Harrison IL with elbow. People will instantly think of the worst things you could think of. It's WebMDing yourself, saying like, "Oh, I have a sore ankle." And it's like, no, you actually have bone cancer. It's like it's that kind of thing where you overreact to whatever it may be. When I look at the Brewers' pitching depth, again, Kyle Harrison throwing a bullpen today. They expect him maybe back in the rotation this weekend against the Rockies. At worst, maybe against the Giants on this next road trip. But the way I look at it, with Logan Henderson coming back, looking healthy, looking strong, he is a piece for that third spot. Shane Drowan has continued to just do his job every time he takes the mound as a 27-year-old rookie. He has been a great story this season too. Robert Gasser, plug and play. And then Brandon Sproat is the sprinkles on top. Like, if you get anything out of Sproat moving forward, you're like, okay, yeah, that's the guy that the Brewers believed in coming out of spring training. And so far, the results haven't lined up to what they know he's capable of. So when I see the depth, knowing Harrison's coming back soon, knowing Miz is healthy, they're just being cautious of him, and knowing they have two chances with that third starter being Drowan or Henderson to be viable for the postseason, I know they're shopping, but I don't think there's a pressing need to overpay for a starting pitcher at the deadline.
What if, and this is some more conspiratorial things, and I was thinking, last night with Peralta, the Mets are obviously staying and not doing great. Any chance the Milwaukee Brewers would say, you know what, we got our picks for Freddie, we got our players. Any chance that there might be let's bring him back? You're shaking your head. No chance. 0%.
I'll give you the Matt Arnold. I'll give you the Matt Arnold answer. We're always open to conversations, and that is translation for no. I don't see it. I watched him yesterday. I've watched him throughout the season. I talked about it on my show last night. It's a different dude. I mean, I don't know if it's age. The under the hood numbers are not the same. You could say, oh, just get him back to a familiar spot. Get him back to his
Get him in the
lab.
Staff. Dom?
Yeah, get him in the lab, of course. I don't think that's doing a move for the sake of doing a move. And I don't think the egos, I'm not saying this is in a bad way, but like the egos of David Stearns and Matt Arnold to hit undo on that trade would be more of a hit on Stearns than it would be on Matt Arnold.
Oh, big
Whereas
time.
it's like what why? That's kind of how I feel. And again, if Freddie was being Freddie, I'd be very entertained, because if the Mets weren't as bad as they were, Freddie would having a good season probably wouldn't be as bad as they are right now. But I'm just saying, like, if Freddie was having a good season on a bad team, I'd listen to it. But Freddie's having a bad season on a bad team, and I don't think it's going to work out.
Or if you want 5 innings, 4 runs in every playoff start he ever makes, you could go get Freddy Peralta.
I mean, it's like I'm looking at bullpen more right now. And I think if you want to do a reunion, and if you want to really throw something against the wall right now, boys, if you want to...
Hater.
Yeah.
Hater.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I don't think it's ever going to happen. I am straight up. There is no sourcing on this. There is no like, oh, I know something you don't know. No. This is me, the baseball fan, saying a year and a half of Josh Hader of team control, right? Or 2 years, I should say. I think he's controlled through 2028, $11 million a year. What if? Just what if? It's not going to happen. Like, I'm just telling you right, it's not going to happen.
But it'd be fun.
How cool would that be?
It'd be really fun. Yeah.
Dom Catronio, Brewers Extra Innings, 620 WTMJ after every game, joining us on Wilde and Tausch, Jesse and Tausch today. Speaking of lefties in the bullpen, does Koenig just like stink now? He went down to AAA. Is he? What's the deal going on there? He's supposed to be better.
He's trying to get it back on track, right? He essentially wasted spring training with, convincing himself that his elbow was okay, making adjustments to, nurse that elbow. Turned out he wasn't healthy. He goes on the IL 2 weeks into the season. And then, it's really a lost first 4+ months of the year for him. So Koenig's actually going down to the Arizona League to, the summer and get in the lab, hit the reset button, say, you're essentially restarting spring training. You're healthy now. We gave you the rest on the flexor tendon. Let's get you right. Because, again, any version of Jared Koenig as a lefty outgetter, let alone if he goes a full inning. If he's a lefty-only guy, so be it. But we have seen Jared Koenig with 97 with sink and 94 with cut and then a really good slider. I mean, like, that's a dude I want to get right for October. Again, we talk about the coasting. You have an opportunity. Get Koenig right for October. That is literally all that matters for how the Brewers see him in his role for the rest of the year.
All right, I got a couple from the YouTube comments here for you, Dom, which is always something dangerous to dive into. But Dr. Denver Dan, he likes your voice better than mine, for what that's worth.
Is that a question?
So that's nice.
That wasn't a question.
Should we trade prospects at the deadline, or do we need to trade prospects due to a logjam of middle infielders?
So it's a great question. I think I've asked Matt Arnold this a dozen times, and I come back to the answer that he gave me in spring training this year when I asked, like, hey, there's only one shortstop in the big leagues, and you signed him to an extension, right? And it's Cooper Pratt. There's only one third baseman in the big leagues. Enjoy your T's under team control for another 3 years, and you've got David Hamilton under control for 2 more years. And it's just like, okay. Then you've got Bryce Terang, who you hope to stick around here, and he's got 2 more years of team control too after this one. He said when he was with that 2008 Tampa Bay Rays team that went to the World Series that pretty much everybody on that infield, aside from Carl Crawford, even in the outfield, everybody on that roster, aside from their catcher and their Carl Crawford all-star left fielder, came up as a shortstop. Like, it is very normal to have a position change in the upper levels or the minors. So I know we all see, Madej's going to be a shortstop. Like, I don't know. Could he be a third baseman? Probably. Luis Pena, I don't think he's a shortstop. I've put my name to that take. I do not think Pena is a shortstop. I also don't think Pena is a second baseman. But maybe he's going to be a left fielder. Adam Shefsky, he's already been moved to the outfield. You look at Luke Adams versus Andrew Fisher versus Brock Burke. Like, yeah, there's a logjam on the corners there. That's where maybe you deal from a position of depth and you figure out what you want. I think the Brewers have always threaded that needle, balanced the scales very well of saying, here's somebody that we like, dangle, something shiny in front of another team for something that they need. They will do their best not to overpay at this trade deadline because they are smart with their prospects. They know their system, so much better than so many other teams. And I think that there will be, if the Brewers are going to make some massive splash, there is going to be a name that Brewers fans are sad to let go of. But I think at the same time, this organization has earned the trust from fans to say, there's a reason they put this guy on the block. Let's trust them.
Dom Catronio, Brewers Extra Innings 620 WTMJ. Got another question here from Chris in the YouTube comments. I was cheering for the new guy last night, Lance McCullers, when he came in out of the bullpen, pitched a couple of nice innings. What's the planned role for McCullers? Long relief like we saw last night, maybe some spot starts? It's weird when the new guy is also like the most decorated guy on the roster now.
Exactly, and I think that's his exact role. Long relief, spot start. Kind of a Chad Patrick 2.0 role, where he can come in and get multiple guys out. He is still getting comfortable with what the Brewers' way is. The cutter, I thought, looked really good yesterday. I thought the sweeper looked really good. He still has the great curveball. That's his signature pitch. Even threw more changeups than he's ever had in a game yesterday. I mean, again, sprinkling the Brewers. That's like, hey, man, this is a good pitch. Let's throw it. And sometimes fresh eyes, change of scenery, the mental aspect of that does so much. Just look at Andrew Vaughn last year. And I said that to somebody last week when they made that trade. It said, hey, people laughed at the Brewers when they acquired Andrew Vaughn. And look at it now. People laughed when they acquired Lance McCullers. Give it a month, and you'll see there's a role for him. Is he going to start Game 7 of an NLCS game? No, probably not. But that's not what they're asking him to do. They're asking him to maybe get 3 to 6 outs in middle relief if they need it. He can go spinning against some righties. And what's the worst that can happen? He's not on the playoff roster. So be it. I think that's a pretty good deal to make at the time they made it because depending on what the Tigers do, because they're about to hit an easy part of their schedule after the Cubs, they may not make Skubal and Mize available. Joe Ryan's certainly not going to be available from the Twins. There's not a lot of pitching available at this deadline. So I think it was really savvy to go make that deal when they did.
All right, Dom, last one for me. Again, thanks for all of your insight. You're making our fans a lot smarter, Brewers-wise, and myself. You're seeing these young players come in, and I think it's always a fine line when you're trying to win a championship of weaving the young with the older guys, and you want to get this young talent. Do you think the Brewers are done as far as bringing guys up? Do you think with all of the great prospects that they have, who will be next in line, either to get that long extension or that's going to be a huge contributor on this push to go and try and win a World Series?
I think on the young front, they're pretty much done. I think that the young position player group is kind of set right now, barring injury, of course, where, if an everyday player goes down, maybe we have a different conversation around Jet Williams or something like that. But from a pitching front, they're a little crowded. There's only so many chairs and musical chairs, right? So you can't just call up, some of these guys like Tyson Harden has a great year down in AAA right now. There's not a lot of room in a playoff race. That's just the nature of the beast. Like, where is the landing spot for these guys to get their feet wet in the big leagues? Because it's hard to play in the big leagues. So I think on the extension front, I think the rest of the year it's going to be quiet. The real conversation is after the CBA is negotiated and we find out what the rules will be for the next 5 years. Will a salary cap get instituted or not? Regardless of whether or not it gets instituted, the Brewers are a very healthy financial organization. They will adhere to the rules, whatever they are. Like, I just think that the Brewers understand for an extension to happen, it needs to be two to tango, where, hey, Cooper Pratt was interested in it. Luis Lara was interested in it. Jackson Chourio was interested in it. Just because an extension isn't made doesn't mean that the Brewers aren't interested in doing so. That's the big thing I remind people. Some guys like to bet on themselves, and they have every right to do so.
Last one for you, Dom. I'm looking for some validation on this one. Earlier in the show, I made the comparison. I feel like the 2026 Milwaukee Brewers are very similar to the 2014-15 made-em-believe Wisconsin Badgers men's basketball team, in that Kentucky and the Dodgers are the top dog that everybody in the league is scared of, except the Brewers, except the Badgers that year, because they had lost the year before, and they said, we're going to do everything this year to get back to that chance to take that top dog down. Is that the sense you get being around this team almost every day, that they want their shot at the Dodgers come October?
Yes, and they got to make sure they win it all. I think that's the big difference too, of course. I think that they know they are on a crash course once again with LA. Because even that series loss in Atlanta, they were the better team in my opinion. I think they got to Chris Sale. They had a fluky home run from Ozzie Albies. He hit it over the fence. I can't complain. But then they stomped him on Sunday, right? That was one swing away from being a series win for the Brewers. And I think that the way that the Brewers have believed in themselves and believe in their system, believe in their operation, is the fact that everything they've done this year is to say, can this team beat LA? That is the goal. Because quite frankly, no matter what happens on the American League side, quite frankly, everyone in baseball knows the National League is where it's at this year. That's where all the behemoths are between Philly, Atlanta, Chicago, Milwaukee, and of course, those Dodgers. All but one of those teams is going to lose the NL pennant. So can it be the team, the Brewers, who just got boat race last year 4-0 against LA and bounced back, and what a story it could be, right? To from rags to riches to try to knock off world champs, because to beat the champs, like Joe Davis said in the call, you got to beat the champs and you got to take them down. So it's all LA or bust.
Sounds like validation to me.
It was semi-validated, but Dom, as others,
I want to win the title. I don't want to validate a team that hasn't won a title.
You can't lose then to the Yankees / Duke in the finals. That's a fair.
Yes, exactly. Very fair. Dom, thanks so much for the time. We always appreciate the insights. Like Tausch said, you make all of our fans smarter talking Brewers. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
Brewers All Access, wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks, guys.
Boom.
There it is. Boom. Dom Cotroneo. Also hear him after every game. Brewers Extra Innings on 620 WTMJ. We will recap a lot of what Dom just said. There's a lot of Brewers takeaways to come away from that conversation. We'll see what Tausch took away from it most. Coming up next, it's Wilde and Tausch.
Is this the year the Brewers make a push at the trade deadline?
You open a window so you can climb through it. You don't open a window so you can sit on the ledge and wonder what's going to happen if you jump.
Madison's home of the Brewers, 100.5 ESPN. Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by Steinhoffels. Beauty Rest Queen mattresses start at only $1,499, or get $500 off Beauty Rest Black King adjustable base sets. Only at Steinhoffels. The Badgers kick off their season at Lambeau Field against Notre Dame on September 6th, and Wisconsin's new O-line coach Eric Mateos is excited to be on the right side of a jump around in Green Bay.
I was on the other side of the last game at Lambeau, and when we came up here in pregame, they played Colin Baton Rouge, and I'm like, oh yeah, we got them. And then when that jump around came on before the fourth quarter in that game, I said, oh, we're screwed. We're done. I felt my own vibe plummet, so I'm excited to be on the right side of it.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't play games. Just straightforward pricing, premium quality, and trusted Pella certified installation. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Mark Tauscher here, and there is nothing better on a hot summer day than cracking open an ice-cold Coors Light. Coors Light brewed with a 3-step cold process, cold lagered, cold filtered, and cold packaged, so it's actually made to chill. The mountains on Coors Light's cold-activated bottles and cans turn blue, so you know it is chilled to perfection, and there's nothing quite like the feeling of opening up the cooler and snagging an ice-cold Coors Light with those beautiful blue mountains painted perfectly on the side of the can. Refreshingly cold and only 102 calories, Coors Light is made to chill. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Since 1956, Hallman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Hallman Lindsay has grown over the years to 27 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Hallman Lindsay has the paints you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Hallman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNWisconsinContests.com. That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com.
Life moves fast. Your car should move with it. At Zimbrick Chevrolet, they've got a vehicle and payment options that fit every stage of your journey. Just graduated? Start smart in a Chevy Trax. Stylish, efficient, and budget-friendly. Growing your family? The Equinox gives you the space and versatility you need. And when life gets even bigger, the Traverse or Tahoe is ready for it all. Kids, carpools, and road trips. Visit them today in Sun Prairie or online at ZimbrickChevrolet.com. Zimbrick Chevrolet, the name you can trust.
When you've been injured, you need a winning team on your side. Gruber Law Offices will fight for the results you deserve. Call Gruber Law Offices today, a proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Hi, I'm Dr. Joseph Henningsen with Stoughton Health Ortho Team Clinic. I specialize in joint pain and joint pain surgery, specifically hip and knee replacement, including second-time surgery for hip and knee replacement.
Learn more at orthoteam.com.
The Miz is filling out the punch card.
Struck him out swinging. Brings home the pitch. A swing and a miss. He struck him out. Strike 3 called with a slider. The 4th consecutive Miz punch out.
Stacking up K's left and right.
10 double-digit strikeout games this season now for Miz.
Tune into every start from the NL Cy Young leader.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Go back and watch that inning over and over again.
Right here on 100.5 ESPN, Madison's home of the Brewers. Is this a prove-it year for Jordan Love?
Jordan Love's biggest flaw is his contract. He's always going to be closer to Dak Prescott as far as, man, this guy's good, but should he be getting paid that much money?
You're listening to 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Tom Cotroneo, Brewers Extra Inning, 620 WTMJ. Brewers All Access joining us here on Wilde and Tausch. Jesse and Tausch today. What was your big takeaway from Dom there, old T?
Just on how strong, Harrison being able to maybe be back either this weekend or early next, I think is positive. There's a little, he don't want to get clipped, but the hater, I like that idea. I think that could be fun. But just the confidence in, I think, the organization and how this team is approaching its business on a day-to-day, and Dom's obviously there day-to-day. Good vibes, man. I felt good vibes.
I do, too. And knowing that they have the Dodgers top of mind and they want the Dodgers and they know that's who they're going to have to be, that helps me feel validated in the comparison that I was drawing earlier in the show. One thing we have not done yet, it's been a very busy show, and it still will continue to be busy as we get into the 11 o'clock hour. We have not, on the air, unveiled our Steinhoffel Sleeper of the Last 10 Years clue for this week. So let's go ahead and get to that right now.
All right, sleepyheads, wakey.
We'll have less sleep and we'll be grumpy.
Rise and shine. It's this week's Steinhaffel's Sleeper of the Last 10 Years.
If you follow us on our social media platforms, you have already seen this clue. You have until noon to text your guess to 844-770-3776. I'm seeing a lot of correct guesses coming in, so get your chance to enter to win a $500 Steinhaffel's gift card, courtesy of Steinhaffel's. Again, the Wilde and Tausch 10th anniversary is presented by Steinhaffel's. Wooly, you want to throw that up here on the screen so that I can read it and so that everyone else can see it? Here it is. This versatile 2015 third-round draft pick scored 12 total touchdowns in more than 2 seasons in Green Bay, but he is perhaps most known for being traded immediately after a disastrous fourth-quarter fumble in the 2018 season. This player is referred to fairly often on this program because it was pretty wild how the fumble happened and he was instantly traded that week.
Yeah, I think I know this one.
I think you do too. We will unveil who the identity of this player is at the end of the show, and then we will contact one lucky winner for a chance to win a $500 Steinhaffel's gift card as we continue our summer-long celebration of the Wilde and Tausch 10th anniversary presented by Steinhaffel's. The sleepers of the last 10 years on Wilde and Tausch is brought to you by Steinhaffel's. Shop Beauty Rest mattresses. Queen start at only $14.99 or get $500 off Beauty Rest Black King adjustable base sets only at Steinhaffel's. Still to come in the 11 o'clock hour, we'll get back to some more Packers conversation, plus scheduled to appear, Good Karma Brands founder and CEO Craig Karmazin. You may know him from Sunday Karma on ESPN Wisconsin, part of our 10 for 10 series built by Outdoor Living Unlimited. That's all still to come. Don't go anywhere. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Bringing summer gatherings to the next level is just another thing we do at Celebrations Entertainment. Hi, it's Jeffrey. With rental items like sound equipment, photo booths, and even yard games, you can make your event the party that everyone talks about. Any event like graduation parties, block parties, or even a backyard barbecue can be elevated with fun, interactive items to make everyone ask, hey, how'd you pull this off? Just tell them celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Hey Madison, it's Rich Eisen. Join me for the Rich Eisen Show, weekdays noon to 2, right here on 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison. I'm Ryan Wollersheim, and this Sports Center update is brought to you by Ridgetop Exteriors, Wisconsin's premier roofing, siding, and window contractor since 2002. Visit them at ridgetopexteriors.com. The Milwaukee Brewers officially the best record in baseball after they won 8-3 over the Mets and roughed up former Brewers pitcher Freddy Peralta at AmFam Field last night. That marks 4 straight wins for Milwaukee as they overtook the Dodgers for the best record in the MLB, and at 63-37 so far this season, the Brewers have reached their best record through 100 games in franchise history. That breaks the previous record of 1640, which they reached in both 1979 and last season. However, we're still monitoring the health of Brewers ace Jacob Misiorowski, who was limited to 65 pitches over 4 innings last night. Miz pitched on a limited workload in what was his first outing since being sidelined with arm fatigue ahead of the All-Star break. Find more on the Miz and how the Brewers plan to continue monitoring his workload over on ESPN.com. Then Game 2 of the Mets series is tonight at 6:40 with Brandon Sproat scheduled to start for the Crew. Tune in to pregame coverage just after Molly and Jim wraps up around 6 p.m. right here on 100.5, Madison's home of the Brewers.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com. 3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde.
Joining us now is the Green Bay Packers' new head coach, Matt LaFleur on Wilde and Tausch.
Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher.
Matt LaFleur, Matt Nagy, and Matt Patricia. Who is the most famous non-NFC North head coach not named Matt. No, I'm sorry.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio at ESPN Madison.
Who is the most famous non-NFC North head coach named Matt? Matt Damon, Matt Ryan, somebody else.
And celebrating 10 great years on ESPN Wisconsin.
Can you repeat that question?
Sorry.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Jesse and Tausch, Wilde and Tausch. Jason's summer sabbatical continues through the end of this week. He'll be back next week just in time for the start of Packers training camp 1 week from tomorrow.
Yeah, that sounds right.
It is right.
It sounds right,
Can
too.
confirm. Next Wednesday, training camp starts.
Well, not really. I mean, they don't pad. There's no padded practices for another 4 or 5 days after.
We've covered a lot of ground on today's show, a lot of Brewers conversation. I was at the game last night. Had a great seat to watch Freddy versus Miz, which probably did not live up to the hype, but the hype got you in the building, and then the Brewers delivered offensively, striking Freddy Peralta pretty quickly in each of the first couple of innings. But we also talked about Devonte Wyatt and his contract extension with the Green Bay Packers earlier. Tausch, you were pretty impassioned, I would say, in saying that what this move shows to you is another example of Brian Gutekunst and Packers leadership believing that the Packers have a winner in store right now.
I don't know if I was impassioned. It's common sense. What do you mean impassioned? I stated facts.
I thought you were fired up, and that got me a little fired up.
I mean, I wasn't.
This thing is good to go.
I'll
here.
be honest with you. I don't think that was any like I'll tell you when I think my analysis is really, really good. I think it's fine. The proof is in the pudding, man. Like I say all the time, don't listen to what people say. Watch what they do. And the Green Bay Packers could say all they want to say. Oh, we like this guy. Oh, we want this guy. Oh, Aaron Jones will be back. Until the contract is done, and until things are kind of, they will show you. Hey, we really like this team. You saw it last year when they said we know we don't have a good enough pass rush. We know that this is a rare opportunity for someone to be available, and we're going to go do it. And when you sign Devonte Wyatt and you sign Christian Watson, you could say, oh, I really like Christian Watson. Well, how much do you like him? We like him this much. And unfortunately, Christian likes us this much, so it works. Devonte Wyatt, you had that. You had all these draft picks, and I think in Jason's article, he talked about how many of this one draft class is signed compared to the 3 or 4 years where it's just Jordan Love and I think Isaiah McDuffie. And obviously that class has been a boon. And Brian Gutekunst likes it, and he has said we need these players to see the next 3 or 4 year window through because we believe what we had last year was good enough. And for all the Packer fans that don't like Matt LaFleur and wanted a new coach and a new voice in that locker room, the Packers looked at it in a different way. Whether or not they're going to be right or not is going to determine whether these moves pay out. But this is you're sitting at a slot machine at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. It ain't moving. Whether it's a Buffalo Games or a Wheel of Fortune, whatever that slot is, we are dumping coins in and expecting a jackpot. And if you keep dumping them in and you're not getting anything, and occasionally you'll get something and it'll just tease you, and then you keep spending, and it's eventually you got to come up with the sevens or the wheel or whatever, the Buffalo Stampede, whatever your slot is, the Packers are investing in it and expecting a monster payout. Whether or not they get that, I don't know, but you can tell they are not interested in going somewhere else. They are, bam, this is where we're putting our money, and we're expecting big things.
I like the fishies when the fishies like blow up, and then there's like the green one, the red one, the purple one.
I like the old days where you'd go in to Hard Rock Casino Rockford, or you would go in and you would just see, and it's like, all right, if I get 3 sevens, I win. If I don't, I don't. Now it's like 5 Buffalo Stampede, and you got to like it's crossed out, and it's this. How do you even win anything?
It's you got.
And then there's one. I'm going to be honest with you. There's one where it says bonus, and it's in green, and it click, 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 and it gets to where if you fill out the word bonus, it gives it to you. But it doesn't. I'm not a slot guy. I don't know why I ended up playing slots. And then the other one is you get this thing, and they'll shoot like these little dynamite things, and it'll hit. And
I like the dynamite
blue,
one.
green,
I
and red.
played that one.
But it's always short-circuited. The last one is always shorted. So I'm getting there. Oh, we're down to one. And we hit it. I'm like, awesome. And it'll hit the spot, and then the thing will go zzz, it'll fizz, and then it won't go. And I'm like, what the hell are we even playing this for? It's not firing up. It's not hitting, but they keep teasing us. But then I'm also the same guy that says, in the Buffalo game, at least tease me. So I'm being real hypocritical here. I don't know what I even want. I don't know what wins, and I really struggle with slots.
That was great Packers analysis that turned into a slot machine rant. And believe it or not, this is not
But
time.
the same thing goes with lottery game, like the lotto.
Like a scratch off? Or
half
what?
the time, you don't even know. You just give them to the cashier and say, did I win anything? Most of these lotto games, you don't know.
If you do like the pick 3 or whatever the ones are with the
No,
ball,
I'm
with
saying
the
the
numbers.
scratch-offs. You're scratching, you're like, did I win? Did I win? I don't know. Just give them to the cashier and
You
they'll
gotta
see.
know if you're winning a
but you don't.
scratch-off.
You don't.
They're not that difficult to understand if
I'm
you're
not
winning.
talking like I'm talking these $4 or $5 ones where it's like different. It's not as easy as you'd think. And there's a lot of times I bet people leave money on the table because they don't know.
It is not time for you to tell us
Do
about
people really
Hard
understand
Rock.
slots? Do people understand how slots work? If you're not an avid, everyday heater in your hand, ripping that little what do they call
The knob?
What? No, it's not called
The
the
lever?
knob.
The lever?
If you're not doing that on a if you're
I call
just
it the
randomly
knob.
popping in to a casino, do you have any clue what you're doing when you're trying to win in slots?
I think 80% of the people on the slots are regulars at those
But
slots.
if you're not a regulars figure it out, and they're like, oh, no, you got to get a buffalo in that first line. Oh, and then you got to get this, and then you got to get a gold coin with an eagle. And you're like, what?
You're just there for the ride. You're there for the pretty colors
It's
and honestly,
fun.
and the buffaloes.
It's
honestly.
fun when you win. It sucks when you lose.
When you hit the bonus, and beep, beep, beep,
The bonuses
beep, beep,
are fun.
Then
The
you get to play
stampedes are fun. You
games,
get free spins.
The music starts going all around you. It's an immersive experience.
It's something. It is something. But most people have no clue what the heck they're looking at.
I would say even when I go and sit there with my dad, he'll pull up the rules first before he starts playing just to see how you can win. And there's 100 pages of rules. There's no way to know what this is a win, this is not a win.
Where does he find the rules?
There's on the slot, there's a rules
They have a
button. that you
pamphlet?
it says how to win or rules, and then not a pamphlet.
Just wait. It pulls
pops
up on the screen,
yeah,
so
and
you
it
can
shows
stop,
you all the lines.
So
yeah.
you can stop playing and just say, I want an introductory
I'm gonna
course to this
ingest
slot.
how to win this game. Yeah.
Want a slot syllabus? What?
It's kind
they
of
do a
syllabus,
seminar?
yeah. It's I don't
Or is
think
this all
there's a
individual?
slot seminar. No, it's just on the individual machine. This is how you win the fishy game. This is how you win the buffalo
Stop saying
game.
fishy game.
I like the fishies. They're my favorite. I don't know what the actual game is called. They have a whoop, whoop, whoop,
To bring it back full circle, do we agree that the Packers are sitting now, they only are playing one slot game? There is no longer, they're not bouncing around. This is what they're doing.
I think it's a great analogy, and it brings me to this text I was going to read you from our guy Matt Coonan. He texted in during our conversation, said, it's about time the Packers commit to a team. There's been so much draft, so little develop. Excited to see what developed talent does on this team.
Great point by Matt. That's why he's our MVTer.
One could say you hit the jackpot, Tausch, when you went to go see your friends at MoMA.
Really? Good line. Your quips are good today.
Why is everyone so impressed when I do something well?
Do you not like compliments?
Everyone's
You live for compliments.
No, but you don't have to be impressed about it. Hey, Evan,
All right,
wow,
Jesse, you
that's a
stink.
good question.
All right, Jesse, you
thanks.
stink. You're a pain in my neck. And if you've been putting up with a pain in your knee, shoulder, back, neck, any joint or muscle pain, you don't have to tough it out. And I'm telling you, Jesse, you saw it. The latter part of last year was rough. I couldn't get up and around. My knee was really struggling. I needed to do something different. I wasn't going to just say I'm going to tough it out. I wanted to be smart. That's why I've partnered with MoMA, the Midwest Orthopedic and Musculoskeletal Alliance. They bring together trusted local providers, OIW, SMOC, Innovative Pain, and it makes it easier to find the right specialist and the right treatment for you. And I know I looked at it like I don't want to go in and get an MRI and park. And it is just such a big hassle to think about doing it. You're just going to say, I'll just tough it out. No. I met with the great team at Ortho Laser. My knee has knock on wood, not felt better than what it does right now. MoMA can get you back to what you're doing, what you love. I highly recommend seeing their team, as I've personally seen how it has helped me. Learn more, walk in or call today, or go to MoMaMKE.com. That's MoMAMKE.com.
Good Karma Brands founder and CEO Craig Karmazin.
Wow, in person.
In studio with us. 10 for 10 series built by Outdoor Living Unlimited, celebrating Wilde and Tausch's 10th anniversary, presented by Steinhafels. Next on Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Mark Tauscher here for Buckin' Honeys. Summer in Wisconsin is too good to spend indoors. And whether you're meeting the crew after work, grabbing dinner before the game, or just looking for a great patio spot, Buckin' Honeys has you covered. Their spacious patios are the perfect place to enjoy award-winning dishes, craft cocktails, and an easygoing atmosphere. Visit their locations in Sun Prairie, Monona, Waunakee, or Mount Horeb. Grab your people, find a spot on the patio, and make the most of summer at Buckin' Honeys. We'll see you there.
Life moves fast. Your car should move with it. At Zimbrick Chevrolet, they've got a vehicle and payment options that fit every stage of your journey. Just graduated? Start smart in a Chevy Trax. Stylish, efficient, and budget-friendly. Growing your family? The Equinox gives you the space and versatility you need. And when life gets even bigger, the Traverse or Tahoe is ready for it all. Kids, carpools, and road trips. Visit them today in Sun Prairie or online at ZimbrickChevrolet.com. Zimbrick Chevrolet, the name you can trust.
Mark Tauscher here for Chalmers Jewelers. I've been a big fan of Scott, Garrett, and the whole team at Chalmers Jewelers for years now. I go there, my friends go there, and most importantly, my wife loves it whenever I get her something from Chalmers Jewelers. It's my go-to spot for birthdays, anniversaries, and any special occasion. For quality jewelry and a great experience, choose Chalmers Jewelers, the place to go for that perfect gift. Stop at Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and Madison.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
All the biggest voices, all in one place. The Yuengling Legends Line. Exclusive insight from Hall of Famers, All-Stars, and Game Changers, all on the Yuengling Legends Line.
Brian Braun, I appreciate you joining us here on Kyle and Brust.
But we just wanted to have fun. You know, baseball's a game of failure and adversity. It's such a long season. You want to find ways to enjoy the success when you have good moments.
The Yuengling Legends Line. Crack open a Yuengling lager and raise a toast to an American tradition. D.G. Yuengling & Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly.
This is Aaron Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, with my brother and business partner, Eric Brown. Siding Unlimited is Madison's choice for siding, windows, roofing, and doors.
Siding Unlimited delivers on expectations because our experience, integrity, and craftsmanship come through on every project.
For new siding, windows, roofing, and doors, call 608-220-0005 or go to sidingunlimited.com.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offer the Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Bo here from Ridgetop Exteriors. Southern Wisconsin got hit hard with hail recently. If your home took a beating, now's the time to take action. We've been delivering top quality roofing, siding, and window services locally for over 23 years. With free damage assessments and insurance experts on staff, we've been your licensed, local, and trusted contractor since day one. Don't wait until small damage becomes a big problem. Turn to Ridgetop Exteriors today. RidgetopExteriors.com. That's RidgetopExteriors.com.
Ridgetop Exteriors.
We ask and you answer. Tune in to Molly and Jim every weekday from 4 to 6 and follow ESPN Madison on X to vote in daily poll questions. Presented by Siding Unlimited. Trust Siding Unlimited with your next window and door project today.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
Wilde and Tausch, Jesse and Tausch today. Jason's summer sabbatical continues. It is Wilde and Tausch's 10th anniversary. Presented by Steinhoffels, our summer-long celebration continues. And one of our favorite things that I know you and Jason have really enjoyed is the 10 for 10 series built by Outdoor Living Unlimited, where we've had a number of special guests who have been significant people who have influenced and impacted this show over its 10-year run join us to talk about some fun stories and to share their insights on what's happening right now in the world of sports. And it is time not only for Craig Karmazin, founder and CEO of Good Karma Brands, to join us for that segment, but I did update the intro so it doesn't sound like a funeral anymore.
That'd be nice.
So here you go. This is the new Outdoor Living Unlimited 10 for 10 series as part of Wilde and Tausch's 10th anniversary presented by Steinhoffels.
10 great years.
I didn't realize that I was going to be witnessing miracles this morning.
10 incredible guests.
Yeah, this is for Mark Tauscher, or Tausch, as they say. This negativity's got to stop.
10 unique ways to feature those who have influenced this show the most.
Oh, I'm shocked you guys still have my phone number, much less still have me on the air.
Wilde and Tausch's 10th anniversary is presented by Steinhoffels. And this is the 10 for 10 series, built by Outdoor Living Unlimited, Wisconsin's best deck builders.
I'll say it is definitely better than what it was.
It's a tone shift.
Yes.
That's what you were looking for.
The last one, Craig Karmazin, our CEO and founder, it was like a morgue.
So are we counting from 10 to 1 here? I just want to know where I rank in this top 10 list.
It's the only thing we're not ranking, I think.
You were like Jordan Love. Show. You were kind of in the honorable mention, and then since you came in person, we bumped you into the top 10.
Might as well try to have you.
Yeah. So other receiving votes?
You were receiving votes for a bit, and then showing up is one of the most important things. You doing that got you into the top 10.
Yep.
So congratulations.
So I now am in the top 10?
Barely.
Yeah, you made it.
Barely.
Bump like... Who got bumped? Like Pat Richter or someone?
Pat Richter would get bumped.
I think it depends.
Evan Cohen, I think, got bumped.
It depends if we make a trip to Pittsburgh in a couple of weeks or not. I think would be impact the rest of the list coming up. Craig,
have you guys talked about this?
We have talked about it. We're kind of all in. We had a partner that we thought was in with us. I still think that Jason, under all circumstances, needed to go, but it's easy to spend everybody else's money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm saying the breaking news out of Pittsburgh about the big reuniting of the family.
Obviously, the Rodgers component to this, and Jason obviously did a great job with the show. What do you make of this? Because I heard this yesterday, and it brought a smile to my face. I was happy that Aaron, I think it's great. I don't know how much of it's true. I don't. But that obviously, anytime you can mend fences in the family, you should be, especially for someone that has, had the stretch the last 10 or 12 years where they have not, you got to feel good about that.
Yeah, and there's some people who had strong takes on it, like you can't do that with your family no matter what, blah, blah, blah. And I think unless you're in someone's shoes, you don't know. But, whether they made up or whether he accepted whatever he didn't want to accept, but he, just got over it. I think there's some positive. Who do you think reached out?
It had to be Aaron.
I would guess there. Who knows how many reach outs there were in between that were unreciprocated. But I think overall it's a positive and it's a weight off. And when you watched Aaron's documentary on Netflix, he didn't seem like someone who would, if that's who he was, would get caught up no matter almost how bad it was, that he would find a way to get through it and not judge people, for, the things that they may still do that he doesn't believe are right.
Hey, don't you think that's just getting older? Have you noticed as you've gotten older, you've gotten wiser, or is it opposite?
No. I think I'm more stubborn, more obnoxious.
Really?
Yeah. I think that's what those closest to me would say.
Would tell you that you're more stubborn, and why?
I think you just start thinking you're right about stuff. You're surrounded by all yes people. Typical.
You work hard. You work hard to not have that.
No,
though,
when I started, remember I started in Beaver Dam. I was salt of the earth. We were hanging up our banners at the remotes and doing all that. And now, like, I mean, do I even go to work? Like, who even knows? Like, am I even here?
I guess that's a great question. Is this all a psyop?
This is like some AI hologram version of me.
I didn't even realize this could all be AI.
Yeah.
Animatronic Craig joining us.
All the old Stephen Craig show listeners who were with us all the years,
man.
like, when I run into them at the Quick Trips, like, they're like, "You've changed, man. You've totally changed." No, like, literally, I ran into a guy the other day at Quick Trip, and he was like, "Dumpy." He just walked up to me, Dumpy, and I was like, "Really? I think I'm looking." He's like, "No, I'm Dumpy, the caller." And I was like, "Oh, Dumpy, man, I miss you. How you been?"
What do you miss most about doing that show?
I mean, I think for me, it was the idea that people actually consumed it, because we were so stunned that, because generally when you do this, you're doing it because it's fun, and hopefully you're enjoying it, and you're doing what you do with your friends, even if you weren't on the air. And so then when all of a sudden someone would show up and tell us, like, "Oh, remember that?" The best would be those days where, like, I would get off the air sometimes and be like, "Why am I doing this? Nobody's listening."
Dad,
like,
I know that someday. I know that feeling.
Like, literally nobody's listening. Like, that's how we felt at times as we were getting this thing going. And, there was no streaming. Our signal didn't reach the market well before we moved it to Madison, back in 2008, And so we would do these shows and I'd be like, "God, nobody listened." And, like, I remember, like, I told this whole story about when I was first dating, the first person I dated in Madison. And I came home and went back to her apartment, and there was a chance where something was going to happen. But back then there was ESPN Classic, and there was this Syracuse St. John's basketball game on.
Lou? Was Sweet Lou coaching?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Boeheim versus Carnesecca.
Oh, you got to watch that.
And I got, like, so distracted, and she ended up just passing out, and it was like the first time, like, I had a chance, like, with a girl in Madison, and I, like, literally blew it. And I'm like, I get off the air and I'm like, why did I just tell that story to like all of, like, myself, basically? Yeah. But, like, over the next, like, 3 months, it was amazing. Like, 20 different people I ran into places, like, would be like, "Oh my God, when you told that, and when she did that, and when you did," and, like, you just realize, like, the community that we were able to build. Because Steve and I still do the show, like, 5 times a day. Like, we talk all the time, and Steve's the president of our company, and we're still, despite what I said earlier, we're still hopefully the same people, and we're still best friends. And, as a company, we've evolved, but, it was cool to have that community.
So you're obviously running, the company has gotten bigger and bigger. How do you balance, and we do this on our show, when you balance, and Jesse today was trying to give out relationship advice.
By the way, I thought Jesse said, maybe I caught it wrong. He's like, when I was like, "Oh, no Wilde today," he's like, "Yeah, it's much better this way."
He loves it.
Yeah.
No, this is what he loves.
Depends on the day.
Yeah. How do you balance, because people come, they want to hear about the Packers, but when you're just looking at the company as a whole and content, you still consume a lot of content. How do you balance your story? Because I'm guessing that probably did about as well as anything you did, breaking down Badgers losing to Cincinnati, which I know was when Barry called in, and that's a great premise to how this company really got rolling. But how do you balance the personal stuff, parenting, etc., with the sports if you're still hosting a show?
Yeah, I mean, I think you have to be excited to and care about what you're talking about. So if you care about the Packers offensive line, which I don't, then
you become more flashy. You're not you don't worry about the dumpy.
No,
you're now worried about all the flash. Quarterbacks.
I just like, at some point I stopped following high school recruiting, and, like, I realized I wasn't gonna be able to do that. At some point I realized if I'm trying to break down the Packers offensive line and someone's listening,
do you think Jordan Morgan's gonna be able to hold up over there or not?
And someone's listening and actually believes me, then, like, I'm just reciting what someone else said. Like, being around Chewy, being around you, like, there's people who actually bring that value. And so for me, I think with any show, you want to, and with any role, you want to focus on the strengths. And I think people want to, like, I don't think you're successful in this role because we're a Badger, Packer, all that. Like, that takes you to another level. But I think people relate to you as a person. They are entertained by you and they're informed by you. And so I think that's the magic.
So if you're doing it now, if you were doing a daily show like I do, what would be your area of expertise?
I don't have an expertise when it comes to playing the game. in the way you did. I mean, I make 100 3-pointers every morning before I go to work. I make sure to get my shots up, and I love basketball. I love the Bucks. I'm as deeply involved in every roster spot, as a fan could be, and I'm fortunate enough to be a limited partner in the team. But I think what my expertise would be is now I actually have the credibility. I've lived here 29 years. I've been in this community. I raised a kid here. I do so many of the things that other people do. I may not mow my lawn, but I do a lot of those things. I don't know how to turn on a lawnmower. I don't know if I even own a lawnmower. But
you probably get one of those electronic that you just plug and let it, and it just, you see those where they just, you just plug like a Roomba.
Like a Roomba for the lawn.
Yeah. The guy 4 houses down from me, they have one of those. It's so satisfying to just watch that thing go.
And they do patterns.
Yeah.
They have, like, these fun patterns.
You can just watch that stuff all day.
Good Karma Brands founder, CEO Craig Karmazin joining us on Wilde and Tausch. It's the 10 for 10 series built by Outdoor Living Unlimited. I know, Craig, that if Jason was here...
Well, by the way, I am not going anywhere Labor Day weekend. I am all
wonderful.
in. I am all in for Badgers, Notre Dame, and for Wilde and Tausch celebration weekend.
Do you think that it's going to be what do you think the split's going to be, Notre Dame compared to the Badger fans up at Lambeau?
Oh, I've been assuming it'd be a heavy Wisconsin crowd. Is it
No,
not going to be?
I've been thinking like 75-25
I think it's
Wisconsin.
Gonna be,
he thinks otherwise.
I think it's going to be heavy Notre Dame.
Really?
I think Wisconsin, if we can get it to 50-50, because LSU, Wisconsin...
that's a small private school.
Yeah, that's what I heard. They don't have any endowments or anything. LSU, Wisconsin was probably close to 50-50. Notre Dame fans are clamoring to get up to Lambeau. I'll be surprised if it's 50-50.
Wow. I think you're probably right then. That
I
is
hope
not
I'm
surprising. What about, I know we're not necessarily with college kids leaning toward talking about gambling, but do we have an early point spread and expectations of
there is,
how
but as
competitive this game would be?
UW, I can't mention it, but it is substantially larger than I thought it was going to be.
As someone who never attended the University of Wisconsin and doesn't affiliate himself with the team in any way, I think it's a multiple touchdown.
Don't you do the
difference.
volleyball?
Oh, actually, it is 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, it's a lot.
And a half a missed extra point.
Yeah, not good.
What do you think?
Better chance to shock the world.
Where do you think college football is going?
I think it's going in a good direction.
You do?
Yeah. I don't think it's going in a direction that is the purity that so many of us loved it for, but I think it's going toward college sports in general at a major level of men's basketball, women's volleyball, and football. In that order, those are the ones I care about.
So I figured.
I think are getting to where the best talent can find a way to both be rewarded and find a way to where it can set up the most competitive teams and games possible, right? Like this free agency that exists is not like what we love. Would Mike Wilkinson in his 7th year at the Badgers have finally broken through and been so great? Or would he have just transferred to Duke after we'd put in all those years, right? It's not what we grew up and what we loved and what we saw for all these years. But I think, when you get to the tournament, the quality of basketball this year was so friggin' good in the NCAA tournament. And the best teams were better than they've been in many, many years. And by the way, kids aren't leaving college anymore, right? The NBA draft, the entire second round of the NBA draft this year were seniors and international players, because if you're a sophomore or you're a junior and if you have any eligibility, you can actually make more money by staying in college than leaving college early, which creates a better product for college sports. So I think it's uncomfortable for us all, and we don't. And it's like the Wild West right now, but I think it's creating a better overall product.
But won't it have to at some point? You've run a successful business. At some point, you have to have cost certainty, and they don't. How do you? At some point, it's going to have to happen. No?
I mean, the Premier League doesn't in England. There's no salary caps. There's no cost certainty, and it operates. It's probably the best league in the world.
So you think that's what the NCAA should model its businesses after Premier League?
I mean, there's something else that happens in Premier League that's pretty significant, though.
Like what?
Relegation. Yeah, which I think I see coming at some point to this. I think a model where there is some sort of Power 5 or Power 3 or Power whatever, where whoever wins the lower league actually can get up into the top league, and there's a certain amount of mid-majors that have the ability to go up and down into the major. Like
the Bradley Bears or whatever you call the Braves.
Yeah, think how cool that would be if you guys were like, hey, if we beat all the mid-majors this year, there's 3 spots to go up into like where next year we'll be playing like in the Big Ten. Like
that'd be awesome.
And by the way, and with player movement, you could all of a sudden, all you need is you or one of your rich people to throw a few $1,000,000, and then all of a sudden you could afford in 1 year to upgrade your roster to be able to compete in the Big Ten. Like we saw Indiana do it, and I don't think that's replicatable that easily, but I mean we've seen it done.
Yeah, and then you could start getting ROI on it because in the Premier League, if you get into the Premier League, right? I don't know. The only soccer I know is when we were discussing it. That's where you end up getting paid out more, is if you climb and get into that level, right?
Yeah. I mean, then you're getting a part of that TV money, right? So if all of a sudden you go up a league, then Bradley's all of a sudden getting a share of the CFP money and all that stuff. So I it's uncomfortable, but I think it's creating the best product. And these athletes who work so hard from such a young age are actually being compensated
For sure.
in a way
that part of it has been great.
And by the way, I just don't know. You said the NCAA. I don't know if the NCAA has the authority to do it. That's the problem. Is it's hard to not be the Wild West when it's not clear who actually can make the decisions.
All right, last one for me, Craig. I know you're busy, but the Evan Cohen joined us earlier, and he basically asked us, what is the Matt LaFleur Jordan Love resume? And I was having a hard time answering it.
Yeah, I mean, I think what we saw is it was almost like how like this year the Spurs were like 2 years too early. Like I think Jordan Love was legitimately 2 years too early, because that first year, not only did they make the playoffs, which was 1 year too early, then beating that number 2 seed, right, going to Dallas and winning that game on the road.
Sped everything up.
That was like the second year.
Yep.
So like they were like 2 years ahead of pace. So last year was when that was supposed to be happening. And last year you were playing without your best defensive player,
3 or 4 best
some
players,
offensive lineman that I probably have never heard of, your tight
Zach
end.
Tom.
Yeah,
Yep.
I know. You're playing without all these guys, and you're losing these close games. And I think they were the best regular season team in the conference. I don't think they were better than Seattle in the postseason. I don't think they would have beat the Rams by the end of the year, but I think they were right there.
So, Craig, I know if Jason was here, he would want to ask you this question. Jason has said many times the origins of Wilde and Tausch when he was asked who he could want to host a show with, and he picked Tausch. What, if any, role did you have, or what's your perspective of how this show came to be in its origins 10 years ago as we now celebrate its 10th anniversary this year? What's your perspective of that side of Jason's story where he says he wanted to do a show with Tausch, and what happened from there?
I mean, Evan Cohen was very involved in that at the time, and that, I mean, I think Jason, as we've talked about, like free agents, like, he's like a Giannis, right? Like when you have a Jason Wilde, you need to do anything you can to keep a Jason Wilde. And so it was like, okay.
So am I Thanasis in this equation?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I think it might be
All
Alex.
Right, kudos.
Yeah.
Alex. Okay.
And we were like, what do you need? What day part? What hours would you work? What, who would you want to be surrounded? Like anything. And he's like 9 to noon. It would allow me to do the girls, the press conferences, the whatever Jason does, the dogs, the dance, the rabbits, all of it, right?
Not all of it, yeah.
And I would
For
want to
someone that never leaves his basement, he does have a lot of hobbies.
Yeah. I'd want to do 9 to noon with Mark Tauscher. And ultimately, like when your superstar says that, you then have to find a way to make it happen.
Boom. There's your origin.
There it is.
10 years later, here we go.
But Tausch, so what year were you drafted?
2000.
I mean, so this is now like 25 plus years we've had a relationship, which
I was
is
say
crazy to think.
This is Craig. I've known Craig now for a long time, and Steve, and this all stemmed from an old Chicago remote that we went out and I spent an hour. I don't even know what the hell we were talking about. It
was Ron Slavin?
Yeah, he was helping. But we went out and it was going to be 15 minutes, and we ended up just having, it was like a food truck.
We were sitting outside doing our remote,
and it was
from
piping hot
on an outdoor patio.
Connections weren't working.
Yeah.
And everything else was great.
And And like we just figured because he we're like, oh, all these like 6th round picks all just end up as starters. And like I don't think we had a full appreciation that early in Tausch's career, how special he was as a player. Because I think everyone who was around Tausch knew he was a special person and he was a special communicator and, gifted, in so many ways. But I think Tausch on some levels, I think, is just a vastly underrated football player at this point because he was an incredible, if you were a 1st-round pick, you would have been a Pro Bowler.
I hope so.
I'm saying, and if analytics were around to the degree they were now, like you, when I saw some analytics, you graded out really well.
Well, thanks, Craig.
Nice. So Tausch is a legend. Obviously, it's amazing to have him as a teammate. He is still the only person in the history of our company to have a perfect peer review score, where his peers,
Jesse was part time.
I must not have been working here.
Yeah,
he
was part-time. Where he got 100% like score from his peers across every aspect of being a teammate. And we use the word teammate in the company, and to have Tausch around, he just embodies it in all ways. And it's been incredible to have this relationship.
Well, Craig, thanks for everything that you've done helping launch this show 10 years ago. And
by the way, we're still really late for breaks. That was the one thing the Steve and Craig show had that, I'm back and happens again. Yeah.
We followed the lead, and we've only gotten it worse, which is, I think, strong. But you know what's better? Our friends at Outdoor Living Unlimited and the project Sarah and I are working on. We met with Aaron and Eric Brown, brothers and owners of Outdoor Living Unlimited, and they were the right guys for our project. We're just getting started. We went into their showroom on Stoughton Road. If you're looking for a new deck, outdoor kitchen, screen room, or more, Outdoor Living Unlimited is a must. Start with OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com and end with an amazing outdoor space. Check them out, OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
The 10 for 10 series built by Outdoor Living Unlimited. Craig Carmerson, thanks so much for sharing some time with us here in studio today.
Thanks, guys.
Really appreciate it. Whoa, Wooly, if we have any time for it, is next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
The best record in baseball.
Baseball! Wild Bill! A 3-run shot, and the Brewers walk off the Marlins!
This is Madison's home of the Brewers, 100.5 ESPN.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Bruss talking about our great friends at Road America. Turn your day into an experience at Road America. Just a short drive from Milwaukee and Green Bay, this legendary track offers more than just racing. Walk the grounds, explore every corner, and watch action from wherever you want. Kids 16 and under get in free with a paying adult at the gate. And on-site camping lets you stay all weekend. Up next is the Moto Sports Car Endurance Grand Prix featuring IMSA, July 30th through August 2nd. Great food, great views, and non-stop action. Road America, where racing meets the outdoors. Check out roadamerica.com.
Paul Hansen here, founder of Iron Jock. Worried about the heat this summer? Don't sweat it. Our gear is made for real life. Iron Jock apparel combines moisture wicking with superior cooling and advanced odor-fighting silver ion technology that eliminates 99.9% of odor causing bacteria, so you are fresh for whatever's next. Our focus is simple. Make apparel that performs hard no matter where you are or what you are doing. Visit us at ironjock.com to experience the difference.
Mark Tauscher here for Pizza Hut. I've been telling you for a while now how much I've loved Pizza Hut going back to the days when I was a kid participating in their legendary Book It program. Well, how's this for a throwback? Introducing Pizza Hut's Throwback Value Menu. Features their iconic personal pan pizza, just $3. And a medium one-topping original stuffed crust pizza for just $10. You asked for it, so they delivered. It's the Throwback Value Menu from Pizza Hut. Order on the Pizza Hut app or at pizzahut.com. Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
A strong team makes all the difference, and Everlight Solar just expanded theirs. Everlight Solar now offers roofing and exterior services for homeowners dealing with storm damage. From the first call to the final repair, Everlight quickly handles everything under one roof. When your roof takes a hit, you've got a team behind you. Start today at everlightroofing.com. That's everlightroofing.com. Everlight, powering through any storm. A proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics.
At Associated Bank, we know it's not always fun thinking about saving. You know what is fun? Not thinking about it. That's why we call it automated savings. You save automatically. How much you want, how often you want, for whatever you want. And if you don't know how much to save, well, that's why we're here. We'll suggest an amount so you hit your target without ever thinking about it. See, saving can be fun, especially when it's automatic. At Associated Bank, we get you. That's why we've got you. Learn more at associatedbank.com/yougotthis. Member FDIC.
Zimbrick Honda has been a proud part of the Madison community since 1973. They're your one-stop shop for over 250 new Hondas to choose from. Whether you're looking for a sedan, SUV, or truck, their selection of new vehicles is second to none. Stop in today at their location on Fish Hatchery Road and check out their full lineup of vehicles and find the one that's right for you, or browse the vehicle selection online at ZimbrickHonda.com. That's ZimbrickHonda.com. Shop local, shop Zimbrick Honda.
Trent here from Canopy Wealth Management. We're often asked, when's the right time to work with a financial advisor? The answer is always simple, now. Whether you're building wealth, nearing retirement, or already retired, the Canopy team can help you gain clarity around your goals, resources, and path to financial independence. Canopy Wealth Management. Care, competence, clarity. It's not just a tagline, it's our promise. Get started at canopy-wealth.com.
Paid for by Canopy Wealth Management. Canopy Wealth Management is registered as an investment advisor with the SEC.
This summer, turn up the tradition. Join us July 24th through 26th at the Henry Meyer Festival Park for German Fest Milwaukee. Experience authentic German food, live music, cultural exhibits, family fun, the Pink Energy Run, Dachshund Derby, and backed by popular demand, Vox Club. Then kick off the weekend at our opening ceremony on Friday, July 24th at 5 p.m. in the Oktoberfest tent. We have a special surprise planned that you won't want to miss. Plus, be part of our history at the first ever Germanfest Polka Mass. For more info, visit GermanFest.com.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Thanks again to Craig Karmazin, founder and CEO of Good Karma Brands, joining us in the Outdoor Living Unlimited 10 for 10 series.
Are we allowed to make fun of Tausch on the air?
Absolutely. Yes.
You don't know who Ryan Rollins is?
I always confuse Ryan Rollins with Ryan Hollins because he was a hot take. Like, we think Jimmy Rutledge throws hot takes.
Yeah.
Ryan Rollins slash
Ryan
Hollins.
No, not slash.
Okay,
Ryan Hollins was a former player. Ryan Rollins is a player who has busted out for the Bucks and is a great combo guard with really great length, who is one of the exciting players to watch this year.
Okay, so Ryan Rollins is who we're looking at, not Ryan Hollins. And
correct.
Okay.
Yes, Ryan Hollins may have been playing when you can tune in to Light It Up, the new season of the Behind the Bucks podcast on the Bucks Plus Audio Network. I have not yet. No, I've been running around a bunch.
I'm still confused on the Charlie Barron's deal with that was the Olympic McDonald's team.
Yeah, that was the last Behind the Bucks.
Yeah, I know.
That was a really good.
I know it was good.
Yeah.
I'm still. It was intriguing to kind of see all that. Those things won't happen in today's day.
The Milwaukee Bucks played against Russia, and it was in Milwaukee, and it was basically the first time an NBA team was going to play and could potentially lose, and all the pressure of the world was on the Bucks. That is also on Behind the Bucks, presented by Gallagher.
My question is is that just because the money is now so obscene? Because I remember talking to Pat Richter as he was you bumped him out of our top 10. When they would play the Super Bowl defending champions before the preseason started.
You're saying the college would play, yeah.
I have a DVD of he gave me the DVD of the game, and it's like, what are they doing? Thinking now, why on earth, how would they do that? Is that strictly just because players are making so much money now?
I think that's why things like that will happen, is because there's money to be made. So I think there will be things that
You're
are
telling
more
me
like that.
You think that college all-stars that are going into their NFL will go and play the Seahawks are going to sign up
No, I don't think that. But I believe if someone put up enough money where the worst team in the NFL,
the Arizona Cardinals,
the Arizona Cardinals would play
Indiana
from
right
this year.
after the season.
Yes.
Maybe not in the spring, not like they did it back with Pat.
I do think the players make too much, and the insurance and
Yeah,
all
it'd be
that.
too-
I don't think you could pull that off. But I do think, like what we talked about with the Bucks playing international teams, I believe that's where we're going. I believe that the NBA Europe will launch not next year, but the year after.
4 teams or how many?
More than that. And,
Really?
What I believe is, again, not speaking for the league, I have no inside information, that as travel gets easier and quicker and technology, that there will be an in-season tournament that features European NBA teams and domestic NBA teams.
Do you think if that does happen, will the European players? Do you think a Doncic would say, "I'd much rather go play over there"?
I think
or the league would
Luka
want that.
At 42 years old might want to do that, right? Like it might be that like last act for players who are from there who can continue to play in the league, maybe get their pension.
Would Greece get a team?
It's a nice size city there.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
So I think like as it expands, I think
size city there.
By the way, do you know Istanbul is?
I wanted to go.
Istanbul is bigger than London.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Who knew?
I thought London was like the biggest city in the world.
That's what I thought too until I went to Istanbul.
London. You thought London was bigger than Tokyo.
I thought London was like top 3.
You thought London
I feel
was
like there's like 6 cities in China bigger than London.
Yeah, there is. Yeah. London bigger than. Come on, Jesse.
Behind the Bucks, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. This is a real dilemma. Do we go long?
London is actually smaller than McFarland. It's just that England is so small that it seems big.
The hockey is better in McFarland than it is in London.
And the curling scene, too, no doubt.
No, soccer, I think it's different.
Do you realize all of England's like the size of New Jersey? And they have 120 professional soccer teams, and it's like the size of New Jersey, the whole country.
And we wonder why the U.S. doesn't win a World Cup.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Sorry, Rich Eisen. We're going to be late getting to Craig Karmazin wraps it up with us next on Wilde and Tausch.
Will Giannis regret leaving Milwaukee?
34 holds so much weight, and out of the respect to the organization that drafted me and I played for 13 years, I decided to leave that number there.
This is Madison's home of the Bucks, 100.5 ESPN. Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by the ESPN Wisconsin app. Your state, your teams, your ESPN. Available in the Apple and Android app stores. Download the ESPN Wisconsin app today. The Badgers kick off their season at Lambeau Field against Notre Dame on September 6th. And Wisconsin's new O-line coach Eric Mateos is excited to be on the right side of a jump around in Green Bay.
I was on the other side of the last game at Lambeau. And when we came up here in pregame, they played Colin Baton Rouge. And I'm like, oh yeah, we got them. And then when that jump around came on before the fourth quarter in that game, I said, oh, we're screwed. We're done. I felt them. I felt my own vibe plummet. So I'm excited to be on the right side of it.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't play games. Just straightforward pricing, premium quality, and trusted Pella certified installation. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Creating lasting impressions every season, every day. That's the Olson Toon landscaping difference. Since 1997, Olson Toon has been transforming outdoor spaces across Dane County. From landscaping and concrete to excavation and maintenance, they're your one team for everything outdoors, keeping your property looking its best year-round. With experienced professionals and a collaborative approach, every project is built around your vision. Ready to elevate your space? Let's get started. Head to olsontoon.com today.
Mark Tauscher here, and you know I love a smart play from the pocket. That's why I joined UW Credit Union. With their mobile banking app, I can make smart plays from anywhere. And with rewards checking perks like early payday, I score my money sooner. Stop by any of their local branches or visit uwcu.org to join and make the smart play by becoming a UW Credit Union member like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Mike, what's one of the most important questions people should be asking about metal roofing?
It should be, who's doing the installation? It takes focus, precision, and technical experience. We'll answer all your questions.
After all, we are masters of metal roofing.
I'm Mike.
And Mary Sweta. Enjoy the long-lasting architectural strength and beauty of a Sweta metal roof.
SWITA, metalroofing.com.
Sweta Metal Roofing, the last roof you'll ever need.
Chevy trucks have you covered when the road takes you from smooth sailing to Chevy Colorado will eat up some of the toughest terrains with 5 available drive modes. And Silverado and Silverado HD have the muscle to take you out for some serious with multiple engine options and impressive towing. While Silverado EV is the perfect combo of performance and capability, making it a snap to hitch up this electric truck and hit the road. Wherever the road leads, Chevy trucks are right there with you. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
Hi, I'm John Hayes of Goodman's Jewelers. It's hard to imagine, but Goodman's has been the diamond store of Madison since 1933, which means your parents, maybe even your grandparents might have shopped with us. We maintain the same high standards, honesty, and integrity that kept them coming back time and again. Keep their history and our history alive. Shop Goodman's Jewelers today in the heart of Madison at 220 State Street. We're online at goodmansjewelers.com.
The best is at Goodman's.
Looking to take your baseball game to the next level this offseason? GRB Rays Youth Fall Baseball is built for player development, giving athletes the reps they need to improve. With 2 practices each week and games on Sundays, players stay sharp and keep growing all fall long. And more importantly, the opportunity to elevate their skills when it matters most. Don't just maintain, get better. Register for this fall now at rays.grbacademy.com. That's rays.grbacademy.com.
The Brewers have the best record in baseball.
This one's headed back there, and it is gone! Andrew Vaughn, a 2-run blast, and the Brewers all over Freddy Peralta.
You're listening to Madison's home of the Crew, 100.5 ESPN.
Ty Montgomery, your Steinhoffel's sleeper of the last 10 years. We unveiled that clue a little earlier in the show.
As the kick returner against the Rams.
Yep, the fumble. That was in the clue. He fumbled and was traded immediately after that.
Was that when they had the blue and yellow, like the Rams were wearing the old school Eric Dickerson jerseys? That was a...
They were playing in the Coliseum.
They should never change that look.
Yeah.
You're a big Rams guy.
I am a big Rams guy. Montgomery, a big receiver into running back.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
And then,
very versatile.
Then nothing.
And then he was gone. Craig Karmazin, founder, CEO of Good Karma Brands, hanging out with us here in the 11 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch. I'm told our Milwaukee station has already gotten to Rich Eisen on time, so we're over. So any final thoughts for us, Craig, before we leave, since we're already late? What the heck?
Bucks. This last 10 years, it's been the winningest, one of the winningest organizations in all of sports, and a championship, one of 8 teams, 8 different teams have won over the last 8 years, and for the Bucks to be one of them. And I think this is, in Wisconsin, there has not been a lot of tests. There's Badger football and the Bucks of are you not a bandwagon fan? Because the Packers have been in the playoffs every year since 1907 at this point. The Brewers have the best record in baseball every year. So, if you're truly a fan, if you truly love the sport, you truly love the team, this is the kind of year that Bucks fans lean in. It's going to be a great coach. It's going to be a team that's going to play super hard, and it's going to be one of those hey, I was with the squad in 2026 when it all started back going.
Do you think the Brewers fans should still feel like underdogs? I know we got to go, but...
Yes.
You still think they should, even with having the best record, and now, again, I know it's only late July. You still think so?
There's that swagger that we as Brewers fans should feel like we belong, but what this team is accomplishing, I don't think should be normalized at any point. We should have such a deep, ridiculous appreciation for it,
and feel like the playoffs. We should be the Dodgers get their respect; they've won it, but not feel like we're anybody's underdog.
Oh, I think the Dodgers pitching staff and the Dodgers' ability to literally rest pitchers for the regular season, make the Brewers an underdog in the postseason, but have an absolute chance. It's not like they have no chance. It's just it would be being disingenuous to not say the Brewers will be an underdog in the postseason, regardless of if they have the best record again this year.
There you go.
Sorry, Rich Eisen. Thank you, Craig, for joining us during the 11 o'clock hour of Wilde Tausch. We really appreciate it.
Congratulations, guys.
And thank you for everything. We will be back at it tomorrow, as Jason always says. Have a great day. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde and Tausch? Presented by